Hello. You missed everything, Be Unstoppable. What's up, everybody? Hello. How's everybody doing? Another day in the days of our lives. The Candace Owens soap opera continues. She's got more shit, boys. You know, it's funny. Like, I wonder if I could just start sending tips to Candace, just like crazy theories, and be like, "Oh, I have a guy on the inside, Candace, and he said that Erica Kirk actually fucking didn't like Charlie." I mean, I wonder if I could do that. I wonder if I could just like fill her up with all kinds of bullshit conspiracy ideas, because that seems to be where she's getting a lot of her info. Just send, I got this email, I got this tip, I got this text message, an inside source. I can't tell you who it is, but I definitely trust me. Yeah, Tim's going off on her again. A lot of people are, man. The internet is filled with people like calling her out right now. The latest is France is in charge of our FBI. France, it's not Israel, guys. It's France. We thought it was Israel. No. It's France. France is running everything, guys. France. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Who we got in here? We got Unstoppable for Life. What's up, brother? Olive, the great Olive, the legendary Olive. El Jefe, what's up? JL Dubs, Rabbits, King Yeti, John McCarter, of course, John. John, you can change your name all you want. I'll still know it's you, okay? As long as you got Disney in your name, I'll know it's you. So yeah, so I was watching a little bit of Tim's show earlier today. Probably just ended right now. And yeah, the whole show is basically about fucking Candace. So this is what Candace came out with today. You know, you got to keep everybody on their toes. Every day it's a new angle. It's a new conspiracy. Candace, this is her tweet from today. I received information last night that put the final pieces together for me. Oh, she's got it. The puzzle's done now. She's got all the answers now, guys. I can now say with full confidence that I believe Charlie Kirk was betrayed by the leadership of Turning Point USA and some of the very people who eulogized him on stage. So clearly she's not saying Turning Point USA killed him. See, this is the game. It's like, it's clear what she's implying. And then when you go, oh, so now it's TPUSA is the one that killed him. It's France, it's TPUSA, it's the Egyptians, it's Trump, it's Israel, it's Netanyahu, it's no. She never accused anybody of anything. She never said, dude, this is the end of like, the logical thinking of what she's saying ends with they are involved with this in some way. And really, Turning Point USA should sue. Tim was saying earlier, we'll play some clips, we'll get to that, of Tim talking about this. Tim was saying that TPUSA will not sue her. He doesn't think they're going to end up, you know, I don't know why they wouldn't. I would. If I was TPUSA and somebody was destroying us, I would sue the fuck out of Candace. Yes, I'll be naming names and providing evidence for my claims. And I am making a personal plea to every well-meaning person who donated to this godforsaken organization to request a refund. Dude, she wants to destroy TPUSA. That's what Charlie would have wanted, right? Because this is what all her fans say. Oh, she's doing what Charlie would have wanted. Yeah, that's what Charlie would have wanted. Charlie would have wanted, in the unbelievable reality that I'm sure he kind of imagined as a possibility of him being murdered, for his wife, the company he spent his entire life building, everybody that he surrounded himself with, to be round and about accused of his murder. Yeah, that's what he would have wanted. That's what he would have wanted. She's really great. She's really great the way she's destroying the whole fucking thing he built. But yeah, so now she sounds like she's trying to actually get, like, not just, I mean, when you're telling people to refund your fucking donations to TPUSA, and they are struggling, people think they're, I don't know, have this idea that they're like doing so well right now and like it's so great. It's like, no, they're fucked. They don't have Charlie Kirk. The thing that made it work, that made TPUSA profitable and successful and popular, well, that thing's gone now. So good luck. Good luck. Maybe what they need to do is just hire Candace and make Candace their CEO. And then maybe she'll finally shut the fuck up. And I don't know, man. I don't know, but she seems like she's got a huge bone to pick. And here's Tim making fun of her, basically. I received information this morning that put the final pieces together for me. I now can say with full confidence that I believe Charlie Kirk was betrayed by Candace Owens and some of the very people who claimed to be his friend. Yes, I'll be naming names and providing evidence for my claims at some later date, obviously, not now. And I'm making a personal plea to every well-meaning person who donated to this organization to say thank you. You were lied to, and Candace knew. Yeah, I mean, everybody can play that game that Candace is playing. You're not allowed to ask questions. How dare you ask questions? It's my best Candace impression right there. So this account here put together a list of all the people responsible for killing Charlie Kirk. The Illuminati, the FBI, Donald Trump, the Illuminati twice, John Jacques Goldman, Emmanuel Macron, the French Illuminati, Brigitte Macron, Albert Camus, Donald Trump, the Illuminati, Turning Point USA. It's quite a list, man. It's quite a list. Here's some more from Candace's show today. I finally realized last night, I realized why I can't watch Candace, because I've made multiple attempts to the point where I will just take the transcripts and have AI summarize it for me because I cannot watch her show. And I realize it's a fucking defense mechanism in my brain. Because I saw this happening in real time and I went, holy shit, my brain's trying to save me from this crazy bitch. Because it will be 10 to 15 seconds into listening to her talk and my brain will shut down and go into like daydreaming mode. It'll like think of baseball, think of football, think of anything else. It's just, I think it really is like unconsciously my brain is trying to protect me from crazy women. And it's like, just go somewhere else. Go to your happy place. Anything but having to listen to this crazy nutcase. Okay? And it really is. I think it's an unconscious defense mechanism that I've developed over my years of existence on this planet to protect me from crazy women like this that I just shut off and just stop listening. Because I cannot listen for more than 15 seconds. And this is not a problem with everything. There's a lot of things I can listen to Nick Fuentes. I disagree with a lot of Nick, but I can listen to him and be locked in and paying attention. But Candace, 10 seconds in, my brain's like, go somewhere else, quick. Red alert, crazy bitches talking, go somewhere else. Find your happy place. And I developed that over many years of dealing with crazy bitches. But let's see. Candace Owens insinuated that TPUSA had Charlie Kirk killed multiple times on her show tonight. Once again, her bombshell information was just an email sent to her tip line. I'm going to start emailing her tip line, bro. I got tips too. I got a lot of tips. As per usual, no evidence was shown. However, she did say that she's had dreams and visions. Yeah, that's what we need to go off. The dreams and visions of a crazy woman. That's right. That's good evidence. And now somehow the Malibu fires and Texas floods are all connected to her assassination plot. Everything's about her. It all connects to her. I've noticed this trend with a lot of influencers, specifically Tim Pool. Not to throw shade, but Tim does this. Nick does this as well. I'm going to talk about Nick. Nick was going after Tucker Carlson again over his interview with Piers where he was dropping the F-bomb. And of course, the whole thing is about Nick, right? Same thing with Candace. Like every fucking thing just leads back to them. They're so obsessed that everything is really about them. It's always about them. They're the center of everything. Sadly, despite all this incoherent nonsense, her fans still haven't caught on to the fact that it's all fake yet. Yeah, the comprehension is pretty low. I mean, they're digging the drama and gossip, man. It's a lot of women. Like when I go look and I see like a lot of the accounts on X that are defending Candace, middle-aged women. I guess they got bored of Days of Our Lives or General Hospital. I guess that's just not cutting it anymore. Candace is the new gossipy drama fucking place. Like it's better because this is, it's gossip and drama based on real life, right? Like what's better than that? Well, let's hear Candace out. Let's see if I can lock in for 50 seconds here.
I've been telling you guys, I have been having a lot of dreams, and the dread that Charlie felt in 2018, I have been feeling. I felt it leading up to Charlie's assassination.
It's dreams. It's spiritually. So I just feel spiritually something's wrong here, and I've been having a lot of dreams. You're sounding like a crazy person. I'm sorry.
I pulled my children out of school. I was having this dreams and visions about bees and organization that was happening in America.
Dreams and visions about bees, bro. Oh, man. The other night I had a dream. It was really weird. This was a real dream. I was in a swamp hunting alligators. What does that mean? What's the meaning of this dream? And then, my dad was helping me. I don't know why my dad was there, but he was there. He was helping me hunt alligators. And an alligator got him, and I dove in to pull him out from an alley. I mean, it's crazy. I think this is a sign. I think this is a sign. I think what my dream was trying to tell me, that Candace Owens is the alligator. And spiritually, it's just, I spiritually sense that Candace Owens in the dream must have been the alligator. And she is trying to eat me and my father. I got it, guys. I understand everything now.
I have a sense of dread that a lot of these events that are happening, these inexplicable events like the Malibu fires, these sort of coastal events, the Texas floods, that this is not happening by accident. Okay, I have a feeling of a sense of dread that the Fed is taking from Americans right now, and that we are heading toward war. Okay.
Well, that's a pretty easy prediction. America's going to go to war. Yeah, I think you'd be right about that. That's not a hard prediction to make. Oh, there's going to be a terrorist attack soon and America's going to go to war. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. And like you can see Trump right now kind of hinting, saying it sounds like we're going to go fucking hog shit wild in Venezuela. And I'm like, look, Venezuela sucks. I get it, blah, blah, blah. But it's not what we voted for. The part of me that goes, well, maybe this is more of this 4D chess from Trump. He's just playing hardball with Maduro to get Maduro to concede certain things. And, a lot of it is about Maduro's relationship with Russia and China. And we don't like that. Like, is this just all hardball, like negotiating tactics? Because, dude, yeah, war with Venezuela. Let's not do that. But yeah, this is, this is her sources, her dreams, her viewers who send her random tips and emails. This is a high level investigation work here, dude. High level. And this dude saved me. Like, this is what I'm telling you. I cannot watch her show. Somebody was talking shit like, you don't even watch the show when you act like I can't watch the show. I'm physically incapable of it. My brain will not allow me. Okay. My brain wants to protect me from crazy women. I can't change that. And I like that. I like that my brain does that. Cinema Shogun says, I watched Candace Owens today, so you don't have to. Thank you. Thank you, bro. That's a solid move. She opens the show with a rant claiming France is secretly in control of the FBI. She then accuses, of course, at least there's in conjunction with the Israelis, right? Because if it's just France, then everybody's going to go, well, what about Israel? What about Israel? So, of course, in conjunction with Israel. She then accuses the federal government of trying to bankrupt her while attempting to give a brief, warped lesson on American history. Basically insinuating that America has always been run by France. Yeah, because they helped us during the Revolutionary War. So ever since then, basically France runs everything. She proceeds to ramble on about French buildings in Wilmington, Delaware, housing the FBI, while failing to mention her attorneys are housed in the same building. Weird. Maybe you should double check your attorneys and make sure they're not, part of the conspiracy of France trying to take you out, Candace. Once again, her evidence of this is just emails to her tip line that she doesn't even show. After that, she reads a news article from 2014 that has absolutely nothing to do with anything she's been talking about at all. Surprisingly, she finally acknowledges her attorney's office is in the same area, while claiming she didn't realize the connection until yesterday. She then goes off about feelings and themes that make her uncomfortable. She mentions Epstein's ties to France while ignoring her own ties to Epstein. Her mentor was in Epstein's Black Book. Is that true? That's the first I heard of that. But again, the Black Book is not a list of everybody that did something wrong. It was just all of his contacts. So when people go, oh, he's in the Black Book, it's like, oh, so he had the number? Like, he's a famous billionaire. He could probably get a lot of people's numbers. But yeah, it is, the start of suspicion. Like, okay, you're in the Black Book. Let's look further into what's going on there. After that, she begins to talk about TPUSA, saying that spiritually, she knew Charlie Kirk hired the wrong people. She then tries spiritually. I love that. And then she gets mad when like that TPUSA preacher who was, I think, was Charlie's pastor, talks about how what she's doing is evil and, brings up Bible passages to explain what she's doing is evil. But then she's constantly doing the same thing. Spiritually, I felt like this, and spiritually, I felt like that. It's like, that's not evidence because you spiritually felt something. That means fucking nothing. She then tries to tie members of TPUSA to the already debunked Egyptian plane story. She pulls up a timeline of events that she or fans made while delivering a word salad that leads nowhere. She then insinuated that TPUSA started Charlie's tour just to have him killed. After about 20 minutes of reading through a timeline of Charlie's normal activities, she starts to sound low energy and wraps it up by saying she doesn't feel good about the timeline. The timeline didn't prove anything at all, by the way. She then goes into the worst acting job I've seen while almost pretending to cry while talking about another anonymous tip to her email. The tip was that someone from France sent a donation to TPUSA after Charlie was killed, but she forgot his name. I mean, yeah, that proves everything. Once again, no evidence, no proof, just a conversation she had with viewers who sent her an email. She does a few ad reads, of course. And then despite refusing to show any of the messages she supposedly received from sources, she shows more old texts from Charlie to pull on people's heartstrings in hopes they forget about her not showing any evidence. Things get even crazier. She goes off on a tangent about her dreams and visions. She connects bees, fires in California, coastal flooding to her supposed assassination plot. She then says war is coming, that she has foreseen it. Nostra Candace over here. Afterwards, she basically says that she's fighting for God and that the people who doubt her will burn in hell. Yeah, don't doubt her, guys. Like, she's like Jesus. You can't doubt her. You have to have full faith or you're not going to heaven. The path to heaven goes through Candace. She ends it all by telling everyone to buy gear from her online store. Yeah. I mean, whatever, she needs to make a buck. Overall, it was just 1 hour of Candace claiming to have sources that just conveniently confirm her every sneaking suspicion. Dozens of accusations made, zero evidence provided, complete waste of time. I don't know who this guy is. I think did I follow him? Yeah. I mean, this guy's going to do this for me. It'll save me time having to use Grok because I cannot listen to Candace. I'm sorry. I cannot do it. This is the older millennial. I'm not sure who this guy is, but let's hear him out. This is a woman scorned. And I agree. I was saying that for a while. I was saying it's like she wants to destroy everybody that like she feels did her wrong. And I think that's because women, bro, there's no hell hath no fury like a fucking scorned woman. I'm probably fucking that saying up, but it's a very true saying. Okay, be careful. She is now not only directly accusing Erica and Andrew, but she's trying to bankrupt what she calls a godforsaken organization as well. She won't be happy until she destroys everything Charlie built because he chose Erica over her. That's another theory that's coming out, that she's in love with Charlie, was in love with Charlie, and essentially hates Erica, is jealous of Erica because she stole Charlie from him, from Candace. I don't know, that's speculation. That's speculation, but I mean,
guys, it's never been more
apparently we're allowed to speculate now.
Obvious that this is a woman scorned because she's trying to not only destroy Turning Point, but she's trying to bankrupt it as well. So according to Candace, she can now say with full confidence that Charlie Kirk was betrayed by the leadership of Turning Point USA. That's his wife and his best friend and some of the very people who eulogized him on stage. So the people that were close to Charlie. And then she says he's making a personal plea to every well-meaning person who donated to this godforsaken organization to request a refund. So not only is she referring to Turning Point USA as a godforsaken organization, but she's trying to bankrupt them as well. Guys, this is a woman scorned. This is a woman who believes she deserved Turning Point USA. And let's be real, she thinks she deserved Charlie Kirk. Like, she's never gotten over the fact that Charlie chose Erica over her. Like, she had it in her head that she was going to get Turning Point and that she was going to get Charlie. And then Charlie chose Erica and Candace went away. And she's very obviously never gotten over that because now she's trying to bankrupt and destroy everything Charlie built.
I've seen some of the footage of Charlie and Candace together, and it did seem like there might have been something romantic going on there. But at the end of the day, this is just more speculation. He's speculating. Let's call it for what it is. It's speculation. But hey, if Candace can do it, we can do it too. We're just asking questions, guys. We're just asking questions. And Nerio asked, what's Charlie's wife doing with this Candace nonsense? I think she's kind of been mum on it. She's not saying much, but from what I've been able to glean, and I could be wrong, again, I'm speculating, is she's kind of taking the Christian approach, which is like, Candace is just suffering. She's struggling, and I think she's trying to play the high road. And it might be like, if she does attack Candace, that's just going to make a lot of these crazies that believe everything Candace is saying more suspicious of Erica. Because even though Candace hasn't come out and said Erica had something to do with it, she's implied it. You know, it's very obviously implied with a lot of the things she's saying. So I don't know. I don't know if Erica knows how to handle this, but people are basically hypothesizing that she's just kind of trying to hold the higher ground, and maybe she's praying for Candace and trying to be like Jesus and turning the other cheek. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Here's some more. So people are like, okay, why does Candace doesn't need to grift for views, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is before. Okay. Charlie dies and boom. And it's just, and the one thing you have to understand is it's never enough, right? This is why, you know, millionaires are not happy with being millionaires. They want to be billionaires. If you're worth $1 million, you want to be worth 10 million. If you're worth 10 million, you want to be worth 100 million. If you're worth 100 million, you want to be worth 500 million. If you're worth 500 million, you want to be worth $1 billion. And that never stops. That's human nature. And once you, and if she's smart enough to know that like this sort of trend doesn't last forever, you really have to jump on it. You want to be the biggest show in the world and continue this sort of fucking momentum, you gotta jump on it. And she is jumping on it, bro. Jumping right on it. So yeah, look at that. I mean, that's just insane. From, I don't know, probably 10 million or so, 1 to 10 million views, all of a sudden to 90 million views a month. She's killing it, bro. And then another weird thing came out about Candace. Remember when she had to go into hiding because France had put a, what was it? How many, a million something dollar hit out on her? 1.5 million or something? Well, here she is taking pictures with people out at, what is this, Dollywood? During peak holiday hours. So apparently while her life was in danger and she was in hiding, she was out at Dollywood having a good time. So something interesting just happened. Yesterday, I recorded a video questioning whether Candace Owens actually went to Dollywood during her peak holiday hours. This is right after she claimed there was some international assassination plot on her ordered by the Macrons she always hints at. In my opinion, if an international league of assassins was coming after me, I would not risk my life as a young mother for a corn dog and a roller coaster. Especially not if my entire family was with me. But again, this is that is just me. And then the Candace people came out and they're like, this is from a different year. This is an old picture. Because apparently she's been to Dollywood before and had pictures taken at Dollywood before. And the hair doesn't match. So they're trying to say like this, it's a different photo they pulled up. And they're like, oh, this is actually from like, I forgot what time frame, but this didn't happen. That's bullshit. The hair ain't even matching up. So maybe it's wrong, but it looks like she was out at Dollywood while she was in hiding, trying to avoid being assassinated, which is weird. But I guess she's just brave. She's not going to let a assassination make her stop her plans of going to hang out at Dollywood.
So I just posted a video recently questioning if it was true that Candace Owens actually went to Dollywood the week of Thanksgiving, and not just the week of Thanksgiving. I mean, that's not what I'm questioning. Go enjoy yourself. Corn dogs, roller coaster, whatever. You know what I mean? But in this particular case, I'm wondering if she actually went to Dollywood right after announcing that there is an international League of Assassins ordered by the Macrons, you know? So you're going to go to a highly popular... I was just wondering if this was true, because in my mind, like, you wouldn't catch me at Six Flags or Disney World or anything like that if there was like an international League of Assassins like after me. You know what I mean? Because I'm with my family. I think should be with her family and all these, or her loved ones. Anyway, so my question...
I wouldn't. If I believe France was trying to murder me and there was millions of dollars being put out there for a hit job on me, you wouldn't catch me out in public at all. I'd be laying low, bro. I wouldn't want anybody to know where I'm at. But, you know, maybe Dollywood's like the most secure place in the world or something. I don't know.
The question was if this was true. House and Habit posted this, you know, and I was wondering if this was like indeed true. And I was asking the internet to debunk this. And look, I'm just asking because like she could be French. You know what I mean? She could be French. She could be you know what I mean? But you're letting her within inches of you get really close and take a picture. So something interesting just happened. So this is Mel, Village Crazy Lady. She seems to be very close with Candace Owens. Even entrusts her with like files and stuff on the behalf of Candace Owens. That's her. Boop, boop. Reportering shared screenshots of my video and basically questioned the same thing. Like, is Candace Owens, you know, out and about in high populated areas? So Mel quote retweeted and kind of confirmed that Candace Owens actually was in Dollywood. First off, she wasn't in hiding. She took the week off. It was literally Thanksgiving week. Secondly, going to an amusement park that implements 100% security check on every person there is probably one of the safest things that she could have done with her family. Really?
Yeah. So I guess it's true. It's true. She was out at Dolly World while the French were trying to assassinate her. That's great. That's what I'm going to do. Next time someone wants to assassinate me, I'm just going to go to Six Flags. The safest place in the world, guys. If anybody wants to kill you, go to a theme park. No one ever dies at theme parks. It's the safest place in the world. How you doing, Larry?
At Larryden 4,373 super chatted $5. We should just call Candace Alice Jones. She has lost it.
Yeah, I get it, but I don't want to slander Alex. Alex is my boy. I think she's worse than Alex, to be honest. She's worse. She's worse than prime Alex, like 2013 Alex, who was everything was a false flag. She's worse than that. She's worse than that, in my humble opinion. So here's Tim going off on it. I try to save a few fucking timestamps from it, but when it's live, it's hard to do.
But let's get into.
But yeah, Tim's been hammering away at Candace right now.
The story here from Raw Story. Charlie Kirk was betrayed. Right-winger turns on Turning Point leadership after murder. Candace has, I would just describe it as officially gone for, I don't know, what would you describe this? The kill shot on Turning Point USA. She is not just implying that they were involved in the murder of Charlie Kirk, but that everybody should get a refund, and she's trying to get them to pull their donations. She tweets, I received information last night that put the final pieces together for me. I now can say with...
All right, he's going to read. I already read this, so let's skip this. The timestamps are not going to be perfect because he was just live 2 hours ago, so I was trying to fucking do this before.
Evan Kilgore posted it. Candace Owens just said a close family friend of Andrew Colvett allegedly reached out to her and said that Andrew told them he lost out of millions when Charlie rejected the deal with Benjamin Netanyahu earlier this year. Let me play the clip for you from her show. It's a minute long.
We just can't all be hanging out in Delaware. And there's one more thing that came in regarding Andrew Colvett, very close family friend of Andrew Colvett, had messaged me early on. And I, again, was not tracking any of this at the time, but they had said that they felt that Andrew Colvett was acting weird. And
look, this is gossip. A very close friend of Andrew Colvett, who his gardener, or fucking his stepbrother, like, this is just straight up fucking gossip, dude. That's all this is.
I'm sure that's not a big deal. I think we were all acting weird. Charlie Kirk was assassinated. But moreover, they had mentioned that specifically Andrew had told them that when Charlie said no to Bibi, he lost out on millions. Now, I'm going to say allegedly because this is a tip, but I have that tip in writing. I'm not lying to you.
Yeah, and since Charlie's dead, he's just raking in money now, right? He's the richest. He became the richest guy in the world. I'm sure he's not more financially successful after the death of Charlie, but you know, who knows? I'd probably need to investigate his financials. And
I thought to myself, that is so weird. How could the spokesperson at Turning Point USA be how could they be gaining millions from that? What is the structure here of these contracts that even people that are in PR, people that are like running PR departments are getting tips on the basis of donations? I don't know how this is working. But we need to figure out how this is working. I think it's really important that we learn the truth about what happened.
Again, just more rumor and gossip. Just, somebody I know that's close to somebody said something, and that's now we need to basically make everybody think that possibly Andrew Colvett had something to do with the murder of Charlie Kirk, which that's responsible journalism, right? That's responsible to jump to. I mean, and again, but I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Well, that's what you're fucking implying, and you would be retarded to not understand that is what you're implying. But they do it every time. She never said that. She never said he could. So what's the point of all this then? If you're not implying that, then what is the fucking point? It's clear that's what you're implying.
Who's Pierre? Is it Pierre Dupont? And has Turning Point been paid? Obviously, it wouldn't be on this year's taxes. You're not going to find those on this year's taxes, but they would be on next year's, but we can ask now.
Is it just me, guys? Does anybody else have the problem when they try to listen to Candace that your brain just shuts off and goes into safety mode and tries to protect you? Is it just me? I can't be the only one that does that with crazy women. I can't, because it's good, right? Because if you like listen to a crazy woman too long, it'll actually make you kind of fucking angry. And then if you take a crazy woman seriously, she might have you doing some crazy shit that you never wanted to do because she's like manipulating your feelings. I thank God for my brain, my unconscious fucking brain, for protecting me from crazy women like this. But I can't be the only one that has that kind of shut off thing. Mine shuts off anytime a woman talks. Yeah, see, mine's a little more specific, just Jacob. It's not anytime a woman talks. It's when my brain picks up gossipy fucking bullshit. And it just goes bloop. Sorry, think about football. Think about sports. Think about anything else. Quick, go to your happy place.
You know, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about how the average reading level in the United States is around like 7th grade. And
that can't be true. We're so fucked if that's true, bro. Well, actually, 7th graders read really well, so that's really great. This might explain a lot about what's going on with society. 7th grade is the average reading level of Americans? What the fuck is happening, bro?
I think she first had the 8th grade, and I was like, you know, this is funny because this just came up on Tim Castello the other night. I think it's actually around 7th grade, and then I was like, I double-checked because we pulled up the data.
You're married, and Redog says, I'm married and confirmed this technique works. Yeah. That's how you get through marriage, bro. You know, that's how you get through.
And it actually ranges from between...
Olive, I would never do that to you, Olive, okay? Not like I said, I don't do it to all women. But if you have a sort of gossipy, if my brain picks up this is just gossipy bullshit, it'll do that. So, but I know, Olive, you're not like that. You're one of the best, Olive. Olive's
5th to 8th grade.
Top of the line.
So it's like 6th, 7th grade reading level. And if... I don't think Candace is stupid. I think she's actually super intelligent. I think she's a genius. And what I mean by that is not that she's a good person, but I believe that she is extremely aware.
So I think Tim thinks this is really like, because I thought, okay, look, maybe she's just kind of losing her mind. In that case, it's not evil. And you have to kind of feel bad for her because maybe this is her way of crashing out over the death of someone she really cared about. Maybe she's dealing with some AI psychosis. That's another possibility I've thrown out there. I think Tim thinks she's just straight up evil. And a lot of people think that she's just like, oh, she knows she's lying. She knows what she's doing. She's just an angry bitch with a vendetta trying to destroy people she doesn't like. And I don't know if I've arrived to that conclusion 100% yet, but it's on the table.
She is quick to learn and understand what she is doing. That's why I think what she's doing is amoral, is wrong. It's immoral. Because the way she just phrased all of that to imply that there was some illicit deal with Andrew Colvett in Israel, it's exactly what she's been doing. And I'm going to say this, much to the, I suppose it'll sound elitist and insulting, but the people of low reading comprehension who can't parse through the manipulations, they believe this. I was at the poker room over the weekend, and there were these young guys who were like,
I think Akuma Skill says, Tim Pool is so jealous of Candace outgrifting him. Look, I wouldn't, look, just because he's jealous doesn't mean he's wrong. I do think there's some jealousy there because he constantly talks about views and like how the views are down and her views are still up. And I wish I was as evil as her. And I'm sure there's some jealousy in there. You know, it's competitive. People are competitive in this little world we live in. But that doesn't make what he's saying wrong. And just because he wears a beanie and you guys think he's cringe and don't like him, that doesn't mean everything he says is wrong. So, you know, I get it. A lot of you guys, you don't like certain people. But does that mean you discredit everything they say? Like, am I going to discredit everything Candace says? You know, if somebody's constantly lying, you take that into account, but you still have to take each piece of information on its own. And then, you know, 'cause sometimes people that are idiots who are always wrong, they might be right occasionally. And if you approach it as, this guy's an idiot, he's just wrong about everything, you might miss an actual useful piece of information.
Did you hear that Candace is in hiding now because Israel and like they're trying to kill her over this Charlie stuff? And I said, you mean how she posted her show was off the air for the week because it was Thanksgiving? And they were like, she didn't say that. I'm like, yeah, she didn't say anything. It was vague. That's what she does, vagaries, so that you connect the dots and you can believe whatever it is you want to believe without her actually having said anything. So let me put it like this. If Andrew Colvett is working at a nonprofit, or literally anybody works in a nonprofit, often you get commissions on, it's called development. If you bring in a large donor, you will get a commission. That is completely normal at nonprofits. You may not like it. People may say, I think it's wrong that you get a commission on donations, but nonprofits are the same as any other business. Mm-hmm. So executive directors at nonprofits, at big ones, are going to make $1 million salaries. And I honestly think it's stupid that people get mad about this, because if you want CEO level talent, you have to pay CEO level wages. Usually it's not going to be identical. Mm-hmm. I think Charlie was getting, I think they say it was around $1 million between four different nonprofits, and he was worth substantially more than that.
K-Mac said, it must suck to like have your whole world ruled by how many views you get. And I'm paraphrasing you, K-Mac. And yeah, it does seem weird, right? But then you got to realize, like, that's your grade as a creator. Like, your views is like your grade. It's what you're judged by. It's like your stats as an athlete. Like, how many fucking sacks did you make this year? It's a competitive world, and yes, the views matter to these people, because that's winning or losing at the end of the day. I've been kind of freed from that, because no matter what I do, I get the same amount of views. I could make the most. I'm probably going to stop clickbaiting here soon, because it doesn't seem to make a difference. If I clickbait or don't clickbait, it's still the same amount of impressions. So I'm probably just going to stop clickbaiting and just put my face on every video, because the algorithm's not going to share my shit no matter how fucking clickbaity I make it. But yeah, that's the world, man. That's the world. It's what they judge themselves on, and it's how they measure their own success. So, of course, it's going to be important to these people.
Show alone was probably bringing way more anyway. But if Colvett or literally anybody was organizing some kind of deal, be it with Netanyahu or anyone else, now you can argue that in of itself is wrong. But getting a commission on a donation is actually fairly routine for big organizations, especially when someone is working with, they call it development. So the insinuation now is that Turning Point USA killed Charlie, but the sledgehammer, of course, is when she says everybody should request a refund from this organization. Now, obviously, y'all know that, we have the minorest of drama issues.
What's going on with people from Chicago saying y'all? I thought you guys up in Chicago, you fucking Yankees, I thought y'all didn't say y'all. Is everybody saying y'all now? I like it. Everybody needs to say y'all. It's a great word.
With Turning Point, we're not going to be there at AmFest, but it is what it is. I ain't crying about it. I talked to these guys relatively.
Coltsy, do you want to have a talk, Coltsy? Because I'm seeing every day you're upset about something, Coltsy, and I don't know what you're upset about, but we can have a conversation so I can understand why you're so upset, Coltsy. Because you've been a viewer for 10 months, and then out of nowhere, every time I see it, you're just like, you're upset, saying shit about me. It's like, what did I do to you, Coltsy? Help me understand. Help me understand, Coltsy. We'll have a discussion, bro. Go in the Discord. We'll talk. Because I care about you. As a 10-month member, I want to understand why you're so upset with me, Coltsy. Okay? All right, much love.
Often, so whatever. But the idea that you would try to destroy them and get everybody to pull their donations using the insinuation they murdered Charlie Kirk is evil. It's evil.
My whole thing with this, because I get asked about, what do you think about what Candace did? Or was it like, look, I got no problem with people that want to quit.
Look, Coltsy, I'm literally offering you an olive branch to talk to me so you can try to give me advice as to whatever it is that I'm doing wrong that's upsetting you. So if you're just going to keep attacking me in the comment section, it gets fucking annoying, bro. So there's your olive branch. Let's talk. What did I do? What did I do? Obviously, it's going to be hard to do it in here because I'd have to sit here waiting for your responses. It would ruin the show. So go on the Discord. I'm available, Coltsy. Let's talk. Let's talk about whatever I did that's made you turn on me all of a sudden. It's weird.
Question the official narrative. No problem. I got questions about the whole, 30-06 caliber, and is this really going to, do the damage, et cetera? Sure. What I don't understand, though, and I worded it to someone this way once. I said, if I spent my entire life building an organization that I truly believed in, and I built a life with my wife, who I absolutely loved, and somebody came out and started making accusations that both the organization that I built and dedicated my life to and the woman I dedicated my life to were somehow complicit in my murder, I would hope that they had real receipts before they were willing to put my wife or my organization, my life's work, on the line for that.
Oh, well, that's somebody with morals that actually cares about the consequences to their actions. I don't think Candace really is in that line of thinking right now, where she's actually thinking about the consequences to her behavior. I don't think for 10 seconds she puts any thought into that.
Again, you can ask all you want, but I would hope before people would believe that, you would actually be bringing something fairly concrete.
Has Candace?
Man, I'd hope that. Well, I can only imagine that if/when I die, I got a lot of text messages with people that can be made to say. You know what? I wonder if I could like. You could take any text message from me to anybody else and make it sound crazy. Let me see if I can find.
Especially Tim's.
Well, hold on. I'm grabbing Phil over here. Let's see. Hold on. What is this? What is this?
I'm sure that there are sufficient text messages in my phone that would.
Let's see if I can find the next fucking timestamp. Because it's hard. Because shit always seems to switch when it's live. Because the first one was like 2020, but then it ended up changing. Let's see, 52. I gotta do the math. 52 minutes in. Where are we at? Yeah, it's so hard to find these fucking timestamps. 20, so it should be 30 minutes. 30 minutes past this one, okay. And this one started at... Jesus Christ, yeah, I'm probably going to lose all these fucking timestamps.
No, because Donald Trump was making bold moves, but now we're getting the holiday season and people are like...
My father was a homicide detective, and he will tell you that if you really do have all of these sources...
It's hard about doing timestamps on a live show.
...that are providing you information. Every time you go out there and publicly talk about private sources close to people that are doing it, you essentially destroy that source's ability to give you future information. Because now they lose access and placement as the organizations that you're investigating shut down. So my question is this, for anybody that is again, just genuinely interested in this, and you know, again, there's plenty to be interested in. If your goal is really to get to the truth, to the bottom of what happened, what really happened with Charlie, if that is, why would you go about doing it this way as an investigation?
You wouldn't.
I know why you would do it as a content creator.
Yeah, this is what I was going to say. Like, yeah, because this is not about that. This is just about fucking getting attention, bro. Getting attention. Taking advantage of a situation that you're just enough connected to that you can really grift and cause a lot of fucking, a lot of problems for people, but also get yourself a lot of attention.
I don't know why you would do it as someone that's trying to get to the bottom of, again, a horrific crime.
You know, I watched her show today. It's very female coded. And that means...
This is true. This is 100% true.
She talked a lot about Charlie's clothing, and it was very much like Charlie was trying to find something to wear, and I said, you can't wear that jacket, and it's very emotional, social, female coding. Guys don't talk or think this way, and that's why she also has the Stanley, you know, thermos or whatever. It's a very female trendy thing, and it's been reported previously that she and Brett Cooper and others, it's the womanosphere. Right? The trad wife, prominent conservative women. It's a true crime drama, and it plays really, really well among women. And I think...
Yeah, but see, true crime drama is usually not conspiracies. It's usually like kind of a documentary of somebody, you know, some sort of murder or whatever, and they're not like, you know, making it a big conspiracy over who did it and you know, throwing shade at all kinds of fucking people and making people think, oh, maybe this person's guilty. Oh, maybe that person's guilty. Oh, maybe that person's guilty. Oh, maybe they're not guilty, but they definitely are helping cover it up. So this is beyond true crime documentary, because true crime documentaries are not this, you know, fucking irresponsible. It's really irresponsible what she's doing at the end of the day.
That's the play she's making. But let's jump to the story from Fortune. Hey, a lot of big news about Candace. Inside the economics of Candace Owens' media empire and the Macron lawsuit threatening to unravel it. Oh boy, let's talk about nitty-gritty inside stuff, because I got information. So they say 5 years ago, Candace Owens was a mid-tier political operative working for Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA. Now she's a globally famous conservative firebrand.
Mid-tier, huh?
Brand with one of the fastest-growing independent media platforms in the U.S., raking in cash through controversy. But the same contrarian playbook that launched her solo career now threatens the media empire she built. Her company generates up to $10 million in revenues per year, according to an analysis by Fortune, implying that the company's valuation would be multiples of that. I would actually estimate, it's a broad estimation, but I think 10 million's low. 10 million makes sense if all she is doing is sponsor spots. Mm-hmm. But if she's doing anything else outside of that, so if you want to talk about just her podcast, perhaps. I guess I'll say this because I said it before, but we do more than that. And I guess the difference is I do like 5 different shows, so it's more granular, where she has one big show. We have a bunch of smaller shows, so maybe, but I think she probably does closer to 20.
Yeah, but are those numbers, or maybe I missed it, are those numbers based off her numbers now or based off her numbers last year, which were nowhere close to what her numbers are now? Yeah, I think she's on track this year as she's averaging 150,000 plus concurrent viewers. Yeah, I think she's making way more than 10 million. And definitely if Tim's making more than 10 million a year, she's definitely making more than 10 million a year. She's got to be making a lot of money. She's probably trying to save up a ton of money before that lawsuit goes through and they Alex Jones her, man. Because they are going to Alex Jones her. It's just a matter of time. That's what it looks like. What it looks like is coming.
20 million or so. But who knows? Who knows? Revenues are down, although her show seems to be doing very well. They're now talking about this massive lawsuit. The conservative podcaster and provocateur is facing a high-stakes defamation lawsuit filed by French President Emmanuel Macron and Brigitte Macron, the First Lady. The suit is set to test whether the controversy as currency oeuvre that made, is that how you pronounce that? Oh.
I hate how they do that, dude. They always got to use some word, some fucking fancy word to show you how smart they are. What does that even mean, dude? What are you doing? Like, use language your audience will at least understand. I mean, maybe I'm an idiot, but where are you pulling this fucking word from? Is that what the fuck? Dude, we get it. We get it, writer. We get it. You're fucking so much smarter than everybody else. Oeuvre, I guess, is a French term that refers to the entire body of work of a writer, artist, or composer. Okay, you're so smart. Whoever wrote this, you're a fucking genius, bro.
Oeuvre? I have no idea. That made Owens rich and gave her a media brand that reaches tens of millions of people, can survive what experts say will be an immensely costly legal battle. The 219-page complaint filed in Delaware Superior Court in July of 2025 accuses Owens of orchestrating a campaign of global humiliation by promoting the conspiracy theory that Brigitte Macron was born male. The plaintiff's weapon of choice, Claire Locke, the firm that has extracted a record-shattering $787.5 million settlement from Fox News on behalf of Dominion.
Is the claim that, like, she had the full bottom surgery? Because to me, that's a pretty easy claim to dispute. I mean, didn't Michael Jackson have to show his shit? He had to pull his dick out in court. Well, not in court, but I guess behind the scenes or whatever. So they could, because supposedly one of the kids was like, yeah, he's got a specific thing with his penis and we need to confirm. So, I mean, she can always go, behind the scenes and, not publicly, and just pull her dick out. Or not pull her dick out, or just show everybody what she's got, like to a doctor, like a court-appointed doctor can be like, okay, let me see what you're working with here. That should be pretty easy to fucking prove or not prove, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
The largest media defamation payout in American history. The Macrons vehemently deny Owens' allegations. Owens has vowed to fight the suit. Interestingly, the suit alleges that spreading false information is essentially Owens' business model. The complaint names 3 defendants: Candace Owens personally, Candace Owens LLC, her Delaware company, and George Tom Inc., presumably named after her husband, George Farmer, who is directly involved in the business and operates her website and podcast distribution. In naming all 3 parties, the suit takes aim not only at Owens personally, but also her entire known business infrastructure. She won't win. She will not win this. I can't say that I'm psychic or that everything I say is going to come true, but she won't. I will say with, look, I'm willing to make predictions and try and make vague predictions. Maybe at this time something like this would happen, but who knows? I could be wrong. With this, I'll say she will lose for 2 big reasons. Brigitte Macron is not a man. It's not so much whether Brigitte Macron is a man or is not. I mean, who knows? Maybe, I guess.
I don't need proof.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't want proof.
Someone take one for the team and just, I mean, I'm interested. I'm not going to look, but somebody can take one for the team and go confirm what the fuck's going on here.
The issue is, it's kind of a bold, ridiculous, and hard to prove thing that is going to land on defamation per se, which is, it is so humiliating and damning. Because it's not just that Brigitte Macron is a man, but apparently Candace has also insinuated that it's a pedophilic network or something, or at least that's what people are posting online, saying it's not just about this. There's more here.
Well, it's definitely, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it beyond the shadow of a doubt that she met Emmanuel Macron when he was 14 and she was his teacher? So that's, I mean, I get it in France, they're fucking weird. Maybe in France that's normal, but Seems like there was some weird grooming shit going on there.
And apparently there's some reporting that Candace has claimed Bridget Macron may be Emmanuel Macron's dad.
Yeah.
But that makes no sense because Bridget Macron is much smaller. But whatever, I guess. But here's the real reason. When the French government says we're going to your courts, the way the world works is not some rigid contractual letter of the law math. People can consistently fall for this. They believe that, there's a viral clip I watched, or the Thomas Crown affair.
Yeah.
Where Pierce Brosnan signs the contract and then they start busting out laughing like, we got you. And then he gets up and says, now explain to your board why you paid $30 million more than everyone else offered. And they look all shocked. But the thing is, if you ever signed a contract and then as soon as you signed it, the guy started laughing, saying they got you, that contract is not going to be binding. You're not going to go into a court and the judge is going to be like, was there something in the contract you didn't read? Be like, yeah, we absolutely did not agree that I'd sign over power of attorney. The judge is going to be like, okay, contract is out. You it's the stupidest idea. So here's what really matters. When the French government says, we want to stop Candace, I imagine what happens is, Candace has claimed Trump called her and told her like, maybe you got to back off the story or whatever. Okay. If the Macrons were actually trying to stop Candace, I think the most likely scenario is they call the State Department and they say, this is causing us problems in our country and we don't want these tensions. And the State Department says, what can we do about it? And then all that needs to happen is Emmanuel Macron says, listen, we are telling you to make it stop however you can. And if you don't, there's going to be problems. And France is massive. So it's not like France can control what the United States does. But
according to Candace, the French are in complete control of our FBI, man. The French guys, not Israel. The French.
U.S. has to negotiate with France, has to cut deals with France, has to work with France and NATO, and they don't want problems. And it's stupid. So likely what I'd imagine happens, the State Department says, file a lawsuit, go through the normal route, and we'll make sure you win.
I mean, I can imagine somebody was trying to do her a favor and go, hey, they're telling us they're going to sue the fuck out of you. So I don't know. You might want to stop talking about it if you want to avoid a lawsuit. Maybe that's what it was, but everything's a big nefarious conspiracy. Let me see if I can find this next timestamp. 111, 52, 111. All right, let me see if I can pull it off. See, because the problem is, it's like, you know what? Let me refresh this so I can get the fucking non-live view of it. There we go. Let's try this. 111. Let's see if I get it here.
Cautious about any kind of legal action they take. But I do think that this is pretty clear, and I would like to see something come from the investigation.
I think so. I'm always, again, my background was unconventional warfare, counterinsurgency.
Yeah, I think I got it.
I mean, that's what we did as Green Berets. I'm always cautious of the idea of the whole Alinsky rule that their action is our reaction.
Yep.
And there is something to be said for, perp walking somebody out who's then going to claim that I was simply repeating what the law is. You're obligated to not follow unlawful orders. Show me exactly where I violated this by telling service members that they don't have to follow lawful orders.
I got past it. Yeah, I got my timestamps all fucked up. Yep. How does that happen, dude? I know I did the math right on the timestamps.
All I want from this, especially because there's a lot of conservatives watching
we might just move on because I lost the timestamps.
Really? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, really though? I mean, you're not going to stay where you're at working on, like domestic news live stream stuff. And he's like, no, I'm going to be doing the news stuff for the cable channel. I was like, I don't know, what did they post? They posted on the White House?
Yeah,
or something?
I lost the timestamps.
Macron's a hog. Okay.
I lost the timestamps. We'll move on. That's enough of Candace Owens for today. That's enough. I'll spare you guys any more on Candace Owens. It's just, I'll wrap it up with this. I think she's crazy. We'll see. She says she's going to release the evidence. I guess when she says evidence, she means the text messages and emails that tip people are sending her as tips. I don't know, but yeah, I'll wait. I'll reserve final judgment for when we actually see the evidence. But as of right now, I'm very suspicious that any of this, I mean, maybe she's right about a few things. Maybe she's nailed a couple things, but she's so all over the place that it just, on the surface, it just seems like a crazy woman having a crash out. Yeah, Nick Fuentes was on Alex Jones again today. Remember the other day I was talking about how Alex should run for president. I don't know, maybe somebody got the word to Alex because it looks like he's hinting about running for president and he's saying Nick should be his VP. Now, I don't agree with that VP pick. Unless Alex can rein in Nick and get him to drop the identity politics bullshit, then I might, if it's a new and improved Nick who's more serious, because I also saw, I don't know if it's this clip, but I saw another clip of Nick talking about like how like being an edgy boy is not it's not cool anymore. It's kind of overplayed.
3 super chatted $2. That's tonight's show. LOL damn homie.
What's that, Freeman? What's tonight's show? That's tonight's show. Yeah, no, fucking dude, I lost the timestamps because I was watching it live and doing this thing here where it's backwards, right? So I would go, okay, it's 50 minutes in. But then some reason the timestamps fucking change from live to like the first timestamp I had was 20 minutes. And then it wasn't 20 minutes. So I don't know, man. The timestamps fucking changed from live to not live. Or I fucked up. I don't know. One or the other. But anyway, yeah, so, and then Nick was talking shit about Tucker. We'll get into that. I think that's a little weird. Tucker's literally trying to, literally everybody in the Make Israel, or the MAGA crowd, the Israel First crowd, are trying to destroy Tucker Carlson. And rather than Nick having his back, Nick is just upset. He's in his feelings because, I don't know, Tucker didn't kiss his ass enough, and Tucker's trying to steal his audience, and it's all a big conspiracy to shut down Nick. We'll get into that next. Let's hear this out.
Well, you can't run for president for 9 years, but are you going to run for president?
I don't know. Everyone's always asking me that. I don't think I'm cut out for politics.
Amen. Amen. Do your fucking show. Be all influential and shit. But yeah, why is he not cut out for politics? I wonder why. Could it be all the edgy boy clips? Which, apparently being an edgy boy was just another segment, another type of comedy that I wasn't aware of. Well, I mean, I was kind of aware of it. But yeah, you'd vote for that, Rabbits?
Super chatted $10. I'd vote for that.
I'd vote for Alex, but I'd rather see somebody else be his VP. I'd rather see Tucker Carlson be his VP. Yeah, I know some of you hate Tucker Carlson. I don't. I like Tucker. I mean, I agree with Tucker on a lot of shit, and I think strategically he's a little smarter with his America First approach than say Nick is. But yeah, if Nick was to disavow and kind of stop being obsessed with identity and drop the identity politics shit, which I don't think he will. I don't think he ever will. And at that point, yeah, it would be hard for me. But would I, though, if it was Alex and Tucker, Alex and Nick, just to get Alex in? I mean, shit. I'm not saying I wouldn't. But yeah, you know me. I don't like the identity politics side of Nick Fuentes.
I'm not disciplined enough.
We're going to have the Jones.
See, he understands. This is basically what I was saying. Like, you just, you got to kind of let politics go, bro. It's not going to work. Not for Nick. Not with all the edgy boy clips.
Fuentes to you.
I would run. Hey, you run as president. I'll be your vice president. How's that?
Oh my gosh, that's going to be quite the headline.
5 minutes into the administration, Nick would get his feelings hurt and start doing shows about how terrible Alex is.
Historically,
I'm surprised that they're still friends because it seems like every time Nick cozies up with somebody, they find something to be he finds something to be angry about. But him and Alex, they seem to be they seem to be still good. That's a good sign, guys. That's a good sign.
The party out of power wins. 2028, that's just right around the corner. We're just like 2 years away from that starting up or less. Who else do you see other than Vance, who obviously is the main guy they're going to push, with Rubio as his VP? Who would you support as a Republican?
Right now, I can't see anybody that I like. When people talk about Thomas Massey, I don't think he's running, and I don't know that I even would. I think he's too pro-immigration, to be honest. I know he's good about some issues. And people talked about Marjorie. I really did like her statement that she put out the other day, attacking Republican men and telling them, make your own dinner. I really didn't like that.
I didn't like it either. She's sounding like a leftist. She's sounding like a Democrat politician now. Everything's about attacking men. And it was a simple fucking request of like, hey, why don't you just finish your term out and keep working for America? Well, you men always want us to get back in the kitchen. It's like, oh fuck, it's such an unhinged response. Thomas Massie, well, I don't think MTG has the it factor to be president. I think it would be a losing campaign. And I think the same thing with Thomas Massie, unfortunately. You know, as much as you like a certain politician, there's no point in running if you know they're just going to lose. Well, I mean, what am I saying? Go ahead and run anyway. Run and get your message out there. But I don't think he would win. So I'd rather hitch my wagon to somebody who I think could actually fucking win.
That. So there's not a whole lot. I mean, our options looks like Vance, Rubio, DeSantis, Kristi Noem, maybe some governor somewhere. I'm really looking forward for a dark horse. I'm looking for somebody that maybe we're not aware of, maybe someone that's not on our radar, but I'm looking for like a young guy who's going to be far right.
Alex Jones.
Who's going to kind of tap into the Trump style and the
Alex Jones, man. I'm telling you, we got to get Alex to run, dude.
Trump messaging from 16.
And I think this might be the only path for Alex to get out from under that Sandy Hook lawsuit. If he's president, maybe there's some weird shit he can pull off to get out from under it. So there might be incentive for Alex to actually do it.
But of course, with the topical stuff from this decade, I'm looking for somebody like that to come around, maybe that we haven't heard of. And the
super chatted $2. Newsom/Hassan versus Jones/Fuentes all in for this ride.
Bro, I can imagine a Fuentes Hassan fucking ticket, bro. You know, horseshoe theory come to life. And then they can both be like, yeah, guys, the whole thing we're going to do is we're going to merge leftism with rightism, and we're going to pull back on the free market, and we're going to adopt socialism, but we're going to lock down our borders. That could be the future, boys. That could be the future. Both extremes come together and take over everything. But that would be a fun campaign, wouldn't it? Newsom and Hassan. Newsom is so fucking weird. I was watching a clip of Newsom, and he just cannot help himself. Like, every time he talks, it's so fake, dude. It's like, these are not natural fucking body movements where he's like doing this every 10 seconds, and then he's like this, and then this, and it's just repeat on repeat. And it's so fake, bro. It's like, somebody has like been coaching them and going, yeah, it's so great when you do these hand movements. It really sells the message. And it's like, you look like a fucking idiot, bro. It looks so fake. Every bit of it looks choreographed.
Same way that when Trump came around in 15.
Spocko. Be nice, Spocko. Be nice.
At Spocko 2181 super chatted $4.99. I'm looking for a young guy. We know that Nick.
Yeah, well, Spocko, shout out Spocko. How you doing, bro? I wouldn't say you're wrong there. I mean, we all have our speculations.
Nobody anticipated that he would dominate the race like.
Oh, by the way, smash the thumbs up, guys. What do we got? What are we doing here? I haven't even looked. Let me pull this up. Where'd my shit go? Where'd my shit go? Here we go. Let's see where we're at. 51 likes. That's pretty good, guys. Smash the thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. Links are in the description. If you want to support the channel, Patreon, memberships on YouTube, or if you want to join the Discord and complain about how terrible I am, please do that. Yeah. Oh, Olive. Oh, shit, Olive. Now you're sending 10? Thank you, Olive. Olive's, I was going to say Olive's the man, but she's not the man. She's the woe man. She's the woe man of the chat. I got to mute. Somebody was complaining yesterday. Oh my God, I had to quit because of all the dings. And I'm like, hey, I love the dings. Give me all the dings. But I'm muted. Thank you, Olive. You rock. You're awesome, Olive. You're the queen of the chat, Olive. Thank you so much. And welcome all the new members. Say thank you to Olive. She's a sweetheart, a wonderful woman. And do say thank you for her generosity. Thank you, Olive. You rock.
Like he did. I'm looking for a figure like that, and I don't know if one will arrive.
Well, you can't run for president for 9 years, but are you going to run for president?
I don't know. Everyone's always asking me that. I don't think I'm cut out for politics.
I don't know. The way Alex said president there, is he hitting the bottle again, or is he just not getting any sleep?
I don't know. Right,
well, you can't run for president for 9 years, but are you going to run for president?
I think he could just be tired. Alex is, burning the candle at both ends.
I don't know. Everyone's always asking me that. I don't think I'm cut out for politics. I'm not disciplined enough.
We're going to have the Jones-Fuentes ticket.
Yeah, Olive is the only female viewer. We're going to lock it down. There's no more female viewers allowed after Olive. She's the only one. No, believe it or not, there are actually women that watch this. You know, well, I'm surprised they don't get fucking angry with how much shit I talk about women. But you don't take it personally. I'm just talking shit, and it's not all women, obviously. I talk shit about everybody, but the moment I talk shit about something close to somebody, like if you're a woman and I talk some shit about a woman, then you get mad. If I talk shit about Nick and you're a Nick fan, then you get mad. Candace, blah 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 blah. I talk shit about everybody and everything.
I would run. Hey, you run as president. I'll be your vice president. How's that?
Oh my gosh, that's going to be quite the headline. We are live, still
I was just kidding, base Texans. You're allowed to stay, okay? Females are welcome here.
on air.
Because the females that watch this show are legitimately the best females to exist in the entire world, okay? The most healthy, mentally well-adjusted females there are in this show. Okay? That's just a fact of life.
Despite all the admissions of the CIA.
Is this over? Yeah, it's over. We got an ad now. So yeah, I would be tempted. Look, as much as I'm annoyed by Nick, I would be tempted if Alex is tied to that fucking... I would be tempted. Raymond, what's up? To quote Doyle Hargrave from the movie Sling Blade, you got to play through it. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was I don't want to just be like on random, because there were spots where it just weren't boring. There were like spots I wanted to focus on.
$5. Ping. You're my fucking man. My drive home from work. You get me through it. Do you fuck with George Webb?
He's the investigator that's been investigating Charlie Kirk and like UVU and stuff. I've seen some of his videos, but I don't know him that well. But maybe I should. I'll check him out. George Webb. Is that the right guy? He's like an investigator that does like makes videos about shit. And he's been talking about the Charlie Kirk stuff. It rings a bell. I think that's the right guy. So yeah, I didn't even see this. The FDA linking COVID vaccines to child deaths. Well, I'm not surprised. Here's my boy Adam Carolla talking about it. Next time, ask a fucking question, would you please, before you light your Fauci candle, fucking dumb shits. I mean, look, this was always, when they bring out some shit that hasn't been properly tested, experimental, never been done before, you knew it was going to be a problem. You knew there was going to be all kinds of weird shit. And unfortunately, I think they're finally admitting it now.
New director of the Food and Drug Administration's vaccine.
And thank you, whoever said they listen to me all the time on the way home. Did I miss that one? Sorry. Ping, you're my fucking man, my drive home. Yeah, I read that. Yeah, dude, thank you for listening to the show. RZA, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, the man, bro.
Division told his agency in a staff memo that an internal review found that at least 10 children died after and because of receiving the COVID vaccine.
Bro, that was so fucking stupid. Like, we didn't even need to give it to children. They had like no risk of any sort of fucking anything from COVID. Like, most children like didn't even get sick. It just went in and out of their system with no fucking effect. Maybe some of them got like a cold or some shit. It's sad, man. It's sad what we did to the kids. Not just the vaccine, but like the lost years of their life from 2020, from the lockdowns, not being able to go to school, the lost years of learning. That shit's going to have a long-term effect on society. That generation. I hope they recover.
Well, look, if they're healthy, then that's more kids than died of COVID while healthy. It's all the kids. It all back to the kids. Every road's to the kids. That's all they did was the kids. That's all they did was scare dumb mamas. Dumb mamas controlled the house, and dumb mamas became their foot soldiers and did their fucking bidding.
That's absolutely true.
So it's basically like you go, look, what do you want? You go, well, I want everyone to not take ivermectin and not take hydroxychloroquine and get vaccinated and stay in and shelter in place and wipe everything out with Purell. You are not going to get that done with me. You will get it done with a dumbass wife. You poison her brain and you get to her, and then she inflicts. She is the disciplinarian. She lays down all the rules, the COVID rules at the house, right? And the way you get her is you scare her about kids. That's what works with her. So kids. If they had just said at the beginning of this, it doesn't really appear to harm healthy kids. It just doesn't. It just doesn't.
And well, I mean, we kind of knew that pretty fucking early on, though. That's the thing that's the most fucked up, is that a lot of this shit was coming out very early on, but it was getting nuked off social media. And then the people that didn't want to believe it were like, oh, whatever, I'm going to trust Fauci and I'm going to trust my government and blah, blah, blah. But the data was all out there. The death rates were low. Everything was out there right off the bat. And but people didn't want to believe it. They were too busy watching Chinese fear porn, where it's like, oh, some guy got into a taxi and just started convulsing, and fucking the taxi was like, taxi driver had to kick him out. It was like you were watching a movie, like remember that movie Outbreak? It was like some disease. Like the moment it comes in, people are just going to be dropping dead everywhere. Turns out we should have dealt with it the same way we deal with flus every fucking year. That's it. If you're not feeling well, stay home. Call in and be like, I think I have the flu. I'm going to stay home. Isolate, eat chicken soup, until you start feeling better, and then you come back. That was the way to deal with it. The thing that society already figured out hundreds of fucking years ago to do in these situations. But no, we had to change everything. We had to fearmonger. We had to lock down. We had to destroy the economy. We had to cause a year of fucking growth that just didn't happen because of the fearmongering. But hey, the Democrats got what they wanted. They got back in power. Got rid of old Trumpy.
Seem to have, it's like maybe a flu or a cold to a healthy young person. So it doesn't really seem to affect kids. It would have been a totally different trajectory. We wouldn't have shut the schools down. We wouldn't have shut society down. If they had told us what they knew about kids, then we would have gone a different direction. But they never did. They never did. They wouldn't, because they held that. They guarded that information, and they guarded that information because once you let the kids off the danger hook, like if you said...
No, but then it wasn't that kids were going to get sick. Remember, it was kids were the spreaders. Kids were the dirty spreaders. This is why we can't open schools, because kids are going to kill grandma. Yeah. Grandma can't, grandma on her dying deathbed because she's 102 years old. Yeah, she can't see her grandkids. She can't say goodbye to her grandson because her grandson is a dirty spreader and is going to kill people.
It doesn't appear to really be dangerous to healthy kids. Then every mom in the world would have stopped enforcing all the retarded edicts they put before her. And that's where we got. And that's why the dumb moms got the fucking kids vaccinated, and it was totally unnecessary for them.
Absolutely.
And now it's dangerous. Thanks, moms. Yeah. Great job. Next time, ask a fucking question, would you please, before you light your Fauci candle?
I mean, you have to blame social media as well, because, like I said, the information was out there very early. And you could find it if you wanted to look for it, and if you could find it before it got nuked. So a lot of the fucking information that could have maybe woken up some of these people, if it was to be not treated as disinformation, misinformation, malinformation, and nuked off of the platforms. That's so nasty, bro. It's so nasty. Because, yeah, it could have been avoided if we just allowed... And a lot of these people were smart fucking people. They weren't like kooks. They were doctors. They were experts. Like the guy who invented the fucking, the test, the PC, what was the test that they used to test for COVID? Where they would like put it in this thing and then you spin it a bunch of times, and he was like, you're using it wrong. You're not supposed to use it to fucking diagnose whether somebody has a cold or something, because you could easily fuck it up. And it's like the amount of spin cycles you use. Was it PCR test? What was the name of the test that they used for COVID, guys? I forgot. But yeah, these were like, Malone, Dr. Malone was fucking one of the people who helped invent or whatever the fuck mRNA vaccines, and he was fucking blowing the whistle. But all these people were just shut down. They were called kooks and banned and censored. And remember when Joe Rogan had Dr. Malone on, and he had who was the other doctor? And like they went after Rogan's throat for daring to talk to these doctors who had a different opinion about what was going on with COVID than the official narrative. That's so disgusting. That's why we need free, open fucking algorithms without social media trying to decide what's right and what's wrong, because we don't really know in the moment. We need all the information, and then over time we can form we can make an informed conclusion.
Fucking dumb shits.
Yep.
Everyone in this
gain of function. That's gain of function research. I'm talking about PCR. Yeah, PCR tests. Yeah, thank you, Buddha.
fucking safety sphere and all this thing, it's fucking us up. You guys fucked up your kids in the name of safety. Good job, moms.
Smart.
Keep listening to dopes who lie to you.
Dude, I've seen moms do this before too. Like, you know, where like certain parents will raise their kids and like won't let them out of the house and like won't let them ever get dirty, like constantly fucking spraying them with Purell and antibiotics. So, and then that kid becomes the most sickly fucking kid ever because he never got introduced to germs and he's got no immune system and he's scared of the world. And then now he doesn't even want to leave the house because he's got fucking agoraphobia or some shit. That's all in the name of safety. It's like, I want to protect my kid. And then you overprotect and you fucking cause problems. Let your kid go out. Let him eat dirt. He'll be fine. This is probably why the White House is ignoring Candace Owens, or the FBI is ignoring Candace Owens right now. Dan Bongino is too busy doing this. This is Dan Bongino all day in his fucking FBI office. Epstein files.
This is Karate Man.
This is so cringe, bro.
Double leg.
This is not AI, by the way.
The jump kick. The side kick. The roundhouse. The tie kick.
This is why, I mean, you got Candace Owens fucking evidence sitting on his desk, and he's sitting here doing karate moves all day, pretending he's a karate guy. This is why nothing's getting done with the Epstein files. This is what he's doing all day long. And it is weird that a podcaster like this is now in charge of the FBI.
Body.
And this is real. This is not AI. I thought it was AI too. First time I saw it, I was like, this is fucking AI, dude. It's not. It's not AI. It's 100% real. It's 100% real. Oh, yeah. And then, yeah, Nick last night was talking about Tucker Carlson. And I can't play the clips. So this is going to be just me explaining what Nick was talking about without the clips, okay? So Nick went into the Tucker Carlson clip where he's telling Piers to say the F-bomb, right? And according to Nick, it's pretty funny. Nick is basically saying that what Tucker is trying to do is he's trying to steal Nick's audience. And it's funny how everything always comes down to me. It's me. It's about me. It's about me. It's not about the UK and their fucking crazy speech laws. No. Tucker's doing all of this because of me. Yeah. And then he was like, well, hey, if you're going to say the F-bomb, what about the N-bomb? What about the N-bomb? Why don't you do the N-bomb? Dude, there are still rules. My thing, I'm thinking, because like, did Tucker just do that episode without, because you know Tucker has contacts within YouTube. He's probably got his own YouTube liaison that he can reach out to. And a lot of bigger shows will essentially reach out to their liaison before they post their content to get it to be like, is there going to be any problem with this? And I have a feeling Tucker probably got it approved with YouTube before he posted it. Okay? That's a theory. I can't confirm that, but I do know that that's how a lot of these bigger shows, and Tucker's a big show. That's how a lot of them work. They're not in the dark like a lot of us who post and are just like, I hope nothing happens. Like, they can get approved. They can get YouTube to look it over, their YouTube partner or whatever the fuck it's called. And so yeah, I think he knew it would be okay. I think he got approval from YouTube. And of course he's not going to say the N-word. Because they're not going to approve that. If he starts dropping the N-bomb, he's going to get banned, just like Nick. Okay? And unfortunately, we all still have to follow the rules of the platform. You know, it's sad. It sucks. We don't, that doesn't mean we agree with all the fucking rules, but we still have to follow them in order to be using the platform. I mean, Nick's on Rumble now. Rumble's got rules. Why doesn't Nick go break some Rumble rules? Let's see what the Rumble rules are. Let's see. I don't know. What are the rules on Rumble? What are you not allowed to do on Rumble? What are you not allowed to do on Rumble? I don't know. It's going to take too long to figure it out. But yeah, Nick, why don't you go find out what one of the Rumble rules are and go break that. Go be a bad boy. But yeah, it all comes back to Nick. Nick is fucking thinks everything's about him. Basically, they're trying to be like, look, he's trying to steal the edgy boy audience from Nick. I don't know, man. It is weird how it's always about me. Always about me. Everything in the world comes full circle, and it's really about me. That's what it's about. All of this is about me. And then he acts like Tucker's in this like giant conspiracy with Israel And like this, that's what it seems like. It's like, oh, this is Peter Thiel and Israel, and they're all working with Tucker behind the scenes. Like, but wait a minute. Everywhere I look, the fucking MAGA crowd, the Israel First crowd, is trying to destroy Tucker. So why would they be trying to destroy him if he's on their side? Oh, I guess it's all a big conspiracy. I mean, it's kind of Candace Owens level of conspiracy thinking with Nick. Maybe this is where Candace got it from. Maybe Candace is copying Nick. But it is kind of funny, though. It's funny how everything is about me. Always comes back to me. It's all me. So yeah, we might be going to war with Venezuela. I just don't. I mean, I hope this is all just a very hardcore negotiating tactic, because I mean, what if like other Latin American countries like decide to side with Venezuela? I don't know. Is that possible? And then we got like a full blown fucking war, you know, with multiple countries in Latin America. Like, I don't know, dude. I get it. Venezuela sucks, but fuck. Why are we playing with war, dude? Why are we playing with war? Trump will soon conduct land strikes on cartels in any country suspected of trafficking drugs into the U.S. Anybody that's doing that and selling it into our country is subject to attack, not just Venezuela. Yeah, let's just take over Central America. Let's take over South America. Let's just take it over. Let's build the empire. Let's just turn all of the Americas into the United States. I don't know, man. I get it. Like, the cartels are a problem. I'm for strikes on the cartels, but I think you need, unless you want to go to war with an entire country, you need the approval of that country. Like Mexico, we want to attack their cartels. We need Mexico's help. Otherwise, what are we going to do? We're going to go to war with Mexico? Is it worth it? Is it worth that? Like, I don't know.
You just mentioned potential land strikes. Can you elaborate anything on that? Are you talking
Yeah, I'll elaborate. If they come in through a certain country or any country, or if we think they're building mills for whether it's fentanyl or cocaine. I hear Colombia, the country of Colombia.
Yeah, guys, if somebody's spamming, just like time them out for 24 hours or whatever. Yeah, definitely get rid of the spammers. Thank you, El Jefe.
Making
my new mods. You guys rock. Thank you.
Cocaine. They have cocaine manufacturing plants, okay? And then they sell us their cocaine. We appreciate that very much. But yeah, anybody that's doing that and selling it into our country is subject to attack.
So not necessarily just Venezuela.
No, not just Venezuela.
Yeah, I know, Owen. It is tricky because these countries are often beholden to the cartels. You have to put pressure on them. You got to put pressure on them, and maybe Trump's the right guy to, you know, put enough pressure to get them to fucking play along. But yeah, I mean, like the president of Mexico, like she's literally saying it would be illegal for us to go against the cartel. The rule of law is more important than the entire country being corrupted by fucking a criminal organization. So that's the tricky part. I mean, that's the tricky part. I mean, do we just go in and then, I mean, what would Mexico do? What if we just went in and just bombed the cartels to hell and back without the permission of Mexico? What would happen? Would they just go, oh, well, that sucked? Or would we be at war with Mexico? I don't know. It is a conundrum. I do recognize that.
Well, no. Venezuela's been very bad. Venezuela's been really bad in something else. Probably.
Olive, you want to be a mod? You promise to be a good mod and not, you know, do anything crazy. Olive, I'll make you a mod. But you got to be a good mod, Olive. Don't be, oh, I got to go to this other page to do it. Be professional. Be a professional mod. Let me find you out. Oh, here we go. You really want to be a mod, Olive? I'm making you a mod. All right, but no more mods for a while because I think we got enough now. It's like 4 mods.
Worse than
welcome
most,
to the mods.
But a lot of other people do it too.
Team mod.
They would send murderers into our country. They would empty their jails into our country. They sent people into our country that we don't want. They sent their drug dealers and their drug people into our country. They sent people from their mental institutions into our country, and we're getting them out. That was bad. That was real bad. And they also sent drugs. Yeah.
This attack on the National Guard, as soon as that happened, Trump has like gotten more hardcore on immigration now, and I'm loving it, dude. I'm loving it. He's like, yeah, let's just fucking get everybody out. If you know, you're not an American citizen and you don't have some amazing fucking skill that we need, like you could build fucking computer chips or, just some really skill that's hard to find that like we need to have in this country. Like, great, we can keep those people. But everybody that's just coming in here for a better life, like, sorry, go home and make your better life in your home country. Enough of this shit. I heard there's even talk about like the dual citizenship. I fucking finally fumbled the ball. What a loser. The dual citizenship, I've heard they're going to try to get rid of that. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Yeah, it's a little weird. The dual citizenship stuff. Should make sure you're only loyal to America. Again, this is more hinting at stuff that, my God, it makes me almost
at L
splooge.
_FA67 super chatted
What's up,
$10. Olive isn't the mod we needed, but she is the mod we deserve.
Yeah, no, Olive's awesome. She can get mod if she wants. Thank you for the 10, El Jefe. And good work, El Jefe. You're fucking outstanding mod work, El Jefe. So yeah, Trump announced he expects the income tax to be abolished soon. Please don't tease me, okay? Don't blue ball me on this one, Trump. I need this so bad. As somebody who's self-employed and doesn't make a lot of money, taxes are just so fucking bad for me. It's so bad because it's like, okay, you're self-employed. And I know a lot of people that are in this position and you're just making enough to pay bills. And it's like, okay, well, fuck. So I guess I don't pay my rent. I guess I don't buy groceries. I got to decide what I'm not going to pay for so I can pay taxes. Okay, clothes? Yeah, okay, I'm not going to buy new clothes. That's, okay. I never buy clothes anyway. Everything I have is fucking years old. Okay, all right, no clothes then. All right, I can give up that. Oh, but that's not enough. Okay, well, I mean, I essentially don't spend money on anything but my basic necessities. So I guess I have to now stop eating. Or I just don't, I got to live with no lights, no electricity. Or, maybe rent, I just become homeless so I can pay tax. Like, it puts you in a super difficult fucking situation. And I'm tired of being in that situation because it's stressful as fuck. Because there are points where you have to decide, okay, do I just go into debt with the IRS and then wait for better times to pay them? Or I guess I go homeless for the IRS. I guess that's what I need to do. I guess that's what the IRS wants.
_music super chatted $20. This is one of my first supers ID love and mod. Disappointed face emoji.
Oh, JL Dubs, you're going to make me go back on my thing where I said we're going to be no more mods. JL Dubs, you're a fucking regular. Now you put me on the spot where I feel like I have to give you a mod, JL Dubs. Okay? But no more mods after this. We got enough mods. All right, JL Dubs, you got it. Okay? Because you're a regular, and I know you've been here for a long time. But once again, use it lightly. Use it lightly. Don't hit anybody that's just attacking me. It's got to be spamming or, people like yesterday, I was reading the comments and like people were attacking John. I hate that, dude. I hate that. And John, I do have to recommend something, John. Hopefully you're listening. John McCarter, our greatest fucking fan, and everybody loves you, John. Try to do this for me, John. When the show's over, I love that you comment on the video. I love that. I appreciate that so much. But just try to leave one comment, John. Don't leave 4 in a row. Okay? Just one comment. Just what you do is like those 4 comments, just condense everything you would have said in 4 comments to 1 comment, okay? But yeah, like people come on and start attacking John and calling him a bot and shit, and I just remove those people right away. So anybody that's just here to attack and be an asshole, give them some grace, but if it becomes spammy and it's just nonstop attacking, get rid of them, Fuck them. So yeah, let's see. Are we going to remove the income tax? We'll see. Again, please don't tease me about this.
And I believe that at some point in the not too distant future, you won't even have income tax to pay because the money we're taking in is so great, it's so enormous that you're not going to have income tax to pay. Whether you get rid of it or just keep it around for fun or have it really low, much lower than it is now, but you won't be paying income tax. We've slashed $1 trillion up, and I believe.
Bro, you gotta fucking do this. This would be such a boom for the economy, and regular ass people like me, struggling, who are probably pissed off with you, would flip on a dime and they would be like, I don't give a fuck anything else he does. I'm happy. I'm supporting Trump. If you just fucking look, you don't even have to get rid of income taxes. I know this might sound a little leftist or whatever. Tax rich people. I don't think people give a fuck. Tax rich people. If people are making $1 million a year, whatever, tax them. I mean, tax them fairly. Don't overtax them. But the people that need relief, people that are living paycheck to paycheck, who are struggling to make their rent, who can't buy a house, who can't get ahead, who are constantly behind, who are taking out thousands of dollars in debt just to be able to feed their families. Those people don't need to be paying fucking income taxes. They're going to end up being so fucked. They're going to end up like taking money from the government and getting all these fucking handouts because you're pushing them in that direction. So yeah, just make it so people that like you originally said or you've said it many times before, like people earning under like 150K, I would pick up the number. I'd go like at least 250K. You know, if people earning under 250K, no income tax until you're only income taxed on what you make above and beyond 250K. Okay, maybe that's too big, but even if you did 75K or 50K, that would make such a fucking huge difference. Because think about it. If you make 75,000 and your first 50 is not taxed, then you're only getting taxed on 25K. So like that's gonna be great there for you too. And it just makes perfect fucking sense. And it is the responsible, meaningful, reasonable thing to do for people that are living paycheck to paycheck that are just struggling to fucking put food on the table. Why are we taking money out of their fucking pockets? How is that fucking like, that's just cruel, dude. It's cruel as fuck. And people that are self-employed like me, we get fucked over hard because we don't get the social. It's really not even so much the income tax. It's Social Security tax that fucks me over the most because I don't have an employer to pay half of it. I got to pay the full 15% on top of the income tax. So also make Social Security optional, dude. Allow people to go, hey, I don't want Social Security. Don't tax me it. You know, let me keep my money. I'll figure out what I want to do with it. But no, that wouldn't work because we need everybody to, you know, it's become a Ponzi scheme where like the young generation pays for the old generation. It was never supposed to be that way. It was supposed to essentially be everybody pays their own fucking Social Security and it comes back to you. But now it's like, I got to pay for somebody else's Social Security. It's fucked, dude. It's fucked. Make it optional and let people decide whether they want to sign up for Social Security or do their own thing with their money. Right? Because I'd rather have my money and make my own decisions and put it into a bank account or invest it into something else. Or I don't know, whatever I want to do with it. You know, my fucking choice. The money I fucking work for. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Don't hold your breath because he's back to like his popularity is dropping. So it feels like he's back to like campaign promises again to get everybody hyped up. Meanwhile, is he going to actually follow through? I sure fucking hope so, but we'll see. President Trump closes his cabinet meeting with a scorching message to Ilhan Omar and her garbage friends who come to the U.S. just to bitch and complain. He's been going in so hard, dude, on the Somalis, on illegal immigration. Like he's ratcheting it up, dude. And I'm here for it.
We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain, and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
Hear ye, dude. Yeah, I can't wait for historical scholars 100 years from now to be reading Trump quotes. Dude, that reminds me of like when people get like mail order brides. Like you get a bride from Russia, and like the first year or two, they're like, they love it. And like you made their life so much better and they're so happy. And then they just get spoiled like every other American. And it's like, same thing, you know, you would think the Somalians would be super fucking grateful to get out of that shithole and come to the greatest country in the world. I don't know. I'm sure some are. That's the problem. Like it's not across the board, you know, I'm sure there's good ones, you know, but yeah, Trump's not holding back anymore, is he? He's not holding back at all. What else we got from Trump? President Trump just announced tens of millions of children will be receiving up to $1,000, each funded by a donation from billionaire Michael Dell and seed money from the Trump admin. See, this is more shit that kind of annoys me. Because like, okay, great, you'll give them $1,000. And then within like 3 months, you'll tax it back. It's like, oh, we gave you 1,000, but over the year we taxed you like 10,000. So it's just, that's a net profit of $9,000. But hey, we're great, right? We gave you 1,000. How about stop taking all my fucking money, please? That's what I want, and I'm sure that's what these kids will want once they fucking grow up. But it's it's a nice thing though. He's trying. Give him credit.
Giving Tuesday. I don't know if anybody's heard that one before, but it is indeed Giving Tuesday, one of the biggest days of the year for philanthropy and charitable giving. And this afternoon, Michael and Susan Dell are committing to one of the largest private donations in American history, which will directly benefit the next.
Became a member. At JCD 780 celebrates 4 months of membership. If it weren't for Somalis who would deliver my food.
Well, you would hope it'd be like college kids, right? Or like 18-year-olds working their first job. Those jobs aren't bad, dude. Everybody thinks they're terrible. It's actually not bad for because of the freedom, right? Like you can pick your own schedule. You can actually, the harder you work, you can make more money. Like you can work fucking 12-hour days. You can really grind and you'll be surprised. I know people that make a decent living doing that. And it's great because you're your own boss at the end of the day. You decide if you go into work, you decide how many hours you want to put in, and the money ain't bad. It's not bad. Especially a lot of people, they'll work a 9 to 5 and then on the weekends, a lot of people will just deliver prime hours, right? So lunchtime, dinner time, those are the times you want to be working because that's when the most orders come in. So a lot of people will fucking just do a regular 9 to 5 job. And then on the side, they'll do that to make extra money because you know how hard times are right now. So, I don't know. I would hope it would be an American taking that job. I would hope. And I think that job, there are Americans who would do it. Because when I did it in 2023 to earn some extra money because YouTube was fucking me over, I could only get into Uber Eats. I couldn't get into DoorDash. I couldn't get into all the other ones because they were full. And then you'd see who they're filled up with. It's a bunch of, in this case, it was not Somalis. It's a bunch of Mexicans who don't speak English and who probably signed up under somebody else's name. There's a lot of Americans who will sign up and then they'll have somebody else actually do the work and then they get a little piece of it. So, of course, there's always a scam. There's always a scam going on there. But yeah, I would hope it would be Americans, man. And thank you for being such a long-term member, brother. Thank you so much.
Generation of American children through the new Trump Accounts program that we created in our One Big Beautiful Bill. And Michael and Susan came to see me along with Brad, and they said, this is an idea. And I said, I think, it sounded just so good and so unique. But that's why he's been so successful, and they've been so successful in life and in business because they're unique. Trump Accounts will be the...
Yeah, DoorDash changed it up, right? So I don't know how it is now, but I know when I did Uber Eats, anytime I wanted to do it. I didn't want to do it, I didn't do it. If I did want to do it, I did do it. And essentially what I would do was I would just go for 3 or 4 hours during prime hours. I'd go, if I wanted to do it twice, I'd go for lunchtime, or there's breakfast too. Breakfast time can get busy. You go for lunch, you go for 10 to 1, and then you come back 6 to 9. And then, it's 6 hours and you could, I had days where for 6 hours, I made nearly $200 and it's not a ton of money, but that's money I got right away. So it's shit, I got $30 in my bank account. How am I going to get groceries? As long as I got gas in my car, I can go make $200 that day and have the money that day to buy groceries. That's pretty cool. That's definitely helpful if you're in a tough situation. So, yeah, I would like those jobs to be available to Americans. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
First, I guess you could say real trust funds for every American child, allowing family members, employers, corporations, generous donors to contribute money that will be invested and grow over the course of a child's life to be used for their benefit after they turn 18. So, in other words, these are children that are going to an investment's going to be made. That investment's going to continue to grow, we hope.
Exactly. Impu says should be work for young people, but it's infinity immigrants taking the jobs. That's the other thing. Our fucking kids are not learning at the age that we used to learn, right? Because when I was 16, what did I do? I got jobs I worked with my fucking a family member doing tinting windows. Got paid very little, but hey, it was work and I was learning something and I was getting off my ass and feeling good about myself. I bust. I was a dishwasher. I bust tables. Yeah. And then at 17, I ended up getting good work because my dad, thankfully, he got me into a good line of business. But we need our teenagers to get to learn like how to fucking put in a hard day's work and not just be at home playing video games. And it builds confidence, you know, because I was good at what I did. I was a good bus boy, even though it sounds stupid. Like I was the bus boy every fucking waiter wanted. And then when the waiters would tip me out, they'd always fucking tip me out really well because I made their life easier. And I made sure they got bigger tips by being helpful and making sure the customers were always happy. Right. So then I felt good about myself. Holy shit, I'm good at this. I'm good. And then you build that confidence when you go into your next job that, hey, you can be good at it. And, but no, these jobs aren't available for the kids anymore because we got some fucking Guatemalan doing it, you know? No. We need Americans doing these jobs.
Right. We hope. And, but it will. And they'll feel like Michael Dell someday. But at 18, they'll have a lot of money, a lot more money than they would have had, and potentially a lot of money. But these accounts will track the overall stock market and will be 100% private property controlled by the child's guardians. In honor of America's 250th anniversary, the Dells are announcing today that they are giving 25 million American children $250 each to save and to invest in their personal Trump account. Now that's the equivalent of $6.25 billion.
Well, great. That 250, by the time they're all grown up, will be enough to buy a McDonald's cheeseburger. In 20 years, I wonder how much 250 is going to buy. Hopefully it's a lot. And hopefully it, interest and it grows in value, blah, 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 blah. We'll see. I don't know. Let's stop taxing them. That'll be better. President Trump, and then, all this great shit from Trump. Oh, getting rid of income taxes. Oh, we're done dealing with all these immigrants and taking advantage of the system. All great. And then he does this. President Trump says that affordability doesn't mean anything and is a con job by the Democrats. Bro, you always fuck everything up. You're doing so good, and then you say some stupid shit like this.
I mean, these are the facts we have to get out. And, there's this fake narrative that the Democrats talk about, affordability. They just say the word. It doesn't mean anything to anybody. Just say it. Affordability. I inherited the worst inflation in history. There was no affordability. Nobody could afford anything. The prices were massively high. Do you remember when we took over eggs? You did a great job on that, Madam Secretary. Agriculture, Brooke. Eggs were 4 or 5 times higher than they had ever been. They said don't order eggs for Easter at the White House. And we ended up doing it, and we got the egg prices way down, lower than what they were before. But the word affordability is a con job by the Democrats. They say affordable. I watched the other day where some very low IQ congresswoman talked about affordability.
Bro, it's the thing that Americans care about the most right now. What are you talking about? How is it a con job when this is the thing that's hurting Americans the most? Is the fact that, yes, inflation, okay. By the way, you did play a role in it. In 2020, you were like, oh, let's just print all this money and give it out to people so they don't have to go to work. And so you were part of why we had such bad inflation, okay? Biden and them, they helped it along as well. So people are freaking out because the cost of goods keep going up. Wages are not going up, right? So if you were to like be able to point to it and say like, well, yeah, but wages have gone up 50% and inflation is only 2%. Like then you go, yeah, okay, affordability, not a problem anymore. Wages are going up. That's not the case. Everything's gone up. Wages are still fucking stagnant. In fact, there's a lot of businesses, a lot of jobs that you're paid less now than you used to be paid in the past. So I don't know why Trump keeps, this is more of the Epstein file hoax and now affordability is a hoax. Bro, you sound retarded. And this is, it sucks when you say so much good shit and then this stupid shit comes out of your mouth.
I had no idea. Their prices were much higher.
Yeah, it's all a Democrat hoax, guys. The fact that your rent is 5 times what it used to be. Your little 2-bedroom that used to be $800 a month is now $1,500 a month. Yeah, that's all a hoax. That's all a hoax. Grok has doxed Dave Portnoy by revealing his home address, sparking privacy concerns. Grok, what the fuck is going on with Grok, bro? What the fuck is going on with Grok? Yesterday, it tried to tell me Charlie Kirk is still alive, that he was never assassinated, and now it's doxing Dave Portnoy. I'm going to call him Portnoy. That's his new name. Dave Portnoy. By revealing his home address. Dude, AI is, it's a problem, man. It's a problem. Now we got a little dispute. Look, I don't know if you heard, but Nick Fuentes is going to be on Piers Morgan on Monday. I think next Monday, next week. I think this week he's going to be on not Tucker, Louder with Crowder. He's going to be on Steven Crowder. I'm not a big Steven Crowder fan, but I'm here for it. I want to see how this goes. I think we're going to see some fucking heated shit. If not with Crowder, I think we'll definitely see some heated arguments with Nick and Piers. And I want to see how Nick handles it. And I want to see Nick explain himself in a way where he's like I hear him do on his show, where essentially what he was doing was just edgy boy comedy. Because that was the thing. That was the trend, edgy boy comedy. And I can buy it if he can explain it, but then he also turns around and just starts sounding like a, complete identity obsessed guy. So I don't know, but I'm here for it. We'll watch it. We'll react if there's some good clips that come out of it. But right now, Jillian Michaels, who was trying to get people to disavow Nick Fuentes, is in a little beef with Steven Crowder. Jillian Michaels is new to the conservative movement, but that doesn't put her in charge of who the right is allowed to have conversations with. I guess he's feeling attacked because he's going to have Nick on, and everybody keeps attacking anybody that has Nick on. Like they tried to basically cancel Tucker over it. So I think he might be getting out in front of this.
Jillian Michaels.
Sorry, I got to turn the volume back down. Trump's clip was so low.
Told Donald Trump Jr. She gave her opinion on why Nick Fuentes, to be clear, I just think this is asinine. Nick Fuentes needs to be
$5. Has everybody forgot when Trump said things will have to get worse before they get better?
Well, then why didn't he say that again, Freeman? That would have been fine if he would have said that. If he would have said, look, I know we're not out of the woods yet. Affordability is still something Americans are struggling with. But, it will get better. You got to give us time, and maybe it'll get worse before it gets better, but we're working on it. No, instead he says it's a hoax. Affordability is a hoax, which absolutely is not a hoax. It's the number one thing Americans are struggling with right now. So if that's what he would have said again, Freeman, like if that's what he would have said right now, I would have not had a problem with it. When he comes out and says affordability is a Democrat hoax, that's not the same thing. And yeah, I don't know. I think the main thing is wages have to start going up. How do you get wages to go up? You have to get wages to go up. To me, it's a competition thing. To me, it's maybe we get women out of the workplace thing. Because that's one thing that fucked up wages was like, oh, now they doubled the pool of workers. So that's going to have a deflationary effect on fucking workers. You have all these immigrants coming in, all these H-1B visas, all this shit that is just holding down the wage of the American worker. On top of that, not a lot of companies that are competing. So you just basically you take what you can get. You're lucky if there's 2 or 3 companies in your sector that are competing for workers, and they all know not to fucking start getting into price wars. So good luck. I agree with you, Freeman. It's just that should have been his message. That should have been the message that he just said, instead of it's a hoax, guys. It's a hoax. The fact that you're struggling to buy groceries and you're having to take out credit card debt just to pay your basic living, the basic bills of being alive, like that's all a hoax, guys.
Be disavowed if you're going to keep broads like her.
I'm here to tell you it's a big deal. And I think it's a big deal because all of those people that your dad invited in, Tulsi, Kennedy, myself, inadvertently, right? All of these more, Rogan, all of these more moderate people who fleed the crazy on the left are...
This is some terrible fucking audio. Is this your audio, Jillian Michaels? What are you doing? You got a fucking short. All right, there's a cable there that there's a short going on. You got to fix this shit. This is very unprofessional. You have literally Don Jr., this president's son, and you can't even get rid of this fucking noise in the background. It's pathetic, okay? It's pathetic.
Alarmed if the right doesn't disavow the Nick Fuenteses. And it doesn't mean, I'm not saying cancel Tucker Carlson. That is not what I'm saying. I
Why
wish
don't you leave
Tucker
the
had handled it
prescriptions to
differently.
actual conservatives?
I have no problem saying that. But I do think it's going to be a problem.
I'm sort of a free speech absolutist, but that doesn't mean there's not consequences to that speech. And if you hear some people speak and you don't like, you're like, man, I sort of feel like they almost cancel themselves, and not with censorship, but by
Don Jr. always looks high. Look, he is the son of a billionaire, and it is basically something that happens a lot of times with people like Don, who are the son of billionaires, famous rich people. They get hooked on drugs. And I don't know if he is hooked on drugs, but I get what you're saying. Somebody said he always looks like he's high, and it's like, yeah, he kind of does.
people being like, okay, that's not even a reasonable position. We're just not going to listen to this person anymore.
I'm just deeply concerned that if
I wonder if he has the issue that Trump's brother had, if it's alcoholism, because he looks like he's probably not gotten a lot of sleep. Maybe he was out partying all night or something. I don't know.
there's a guy who says women want to be raped, and somebody does not say, this
Carol
is
said
not
that,
who
actually.
we are as a party. This is not conservatism. We find him repulsive. I'm telling you, it's
Yeah,
gonna be-
but I also think
telling you.
if you're going to acknowledge every person that says something ridiculous, all of a sudden you're just making them bigger in a way.
Yeah, now, just in case you guys were wondering, too, since she's now offering prescriptions, sort of like Nala Ray with Bible courses in her ministry, Jillian Michaels, and it doesn't mean that people can't be wrong, but when you've been wrong your whole life, selling people booty workouts on a reality show, maybe sit back in the pulpit and learn for a while instead of offering prescriptions. Jillian Michaels, for those who don't know, she just jumped on the conservative bandwagon in 2024.
Moderate lefty your entire life, not particularly political. You've now seen the light. The election is in a couple days from now.
Wow.
Will you be voting for Donald Trump?
I did vote for Donald Trump, yeah. He wasn't my choice out of the candidates that were running for the primary. I do understand his flaws, but the problem for me is that it becomes a question of lesser evils.
So here's and that's important. He wasn't my choice, and now she claims to be a conservative.
Lesser evils. He was the least evil. He was evil, but he was less evil than everybody else.
If she is welcomed with open arms, and by the way, you shouldn't.
A lot of people made that choice. Yeah, he's less evil than
At
everybody
Spocko
else.
2181 super
I
chatted
agree.
$1.99. He needs to lift.
Who are we talking about, Spocko? Are we talking about Crowder? Is Crowder not lifting anymore, bro? I think he might have hurt himself. He's getting old. Who are we talking about, Spocko? Crowder's jacked, ain't he? Maybe he's not as jacked anymore. I can't tell. But he used to be jacked. Wasn't he jacked? Wasn't there a point where he was jacked?
Shun her, but if
Thank
her
you, Spocko.
prescriptions,
Hope you're doing
her
good, brother.
solutions are welcomed with open arms, what do you think people like Jillian Michaels, if there are enough of them, are going to do if they actually attain power within our movement? Well, we know that Donald Trump was not their choice. We know that she voted Democrat for most of her life. We know where she lined up before. Do you think that maybe they'll revert to that and try and shape-shift up? The left has gone far left and the right has gone somewhat left. And by the way, I won't be told who I can and can't have on this show. That's why Nick Fuentes is on Thursday, even though I disagree with him on a whole lot, but I also agree with him on quite a few things.
Same here. Same here. It's a tough conundrum. It's a tough conundrum when there's so much America First shit that the non-identity politics people like myself who despise identity politics, we agree with Nick. It's just that dirty identity politics shit that just kind of fucking throws a wrench in everything and kind of muddies up the water for all the non-Nicholas Fuentes America First types. That's why a lot of people think he's a Fed. He's a Fed sent to destroy the America First movement.
My big problem is I think Nick Fuentes has some legitimate grievances because of what he refers to as gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Jillian Michaels doesn't get to tell conservatives who they can talk with.
Amen. Amen, Steven Crowder. You fruity man. You fruit, you. Yeah, wasn't there? I think they were fighting too. Let me see if I can find it. Because they were going back and forth at each other. Let's take a trip here. Okay, yeah, there we go. She says, if you'd spent 5 minutes on Google, Steven Crowder, you'd see I've never claimed to be a conservative. I've always said I'm a moderate who happens to enjoy the company of conservatives.
At Reading super chatted $2. Can we get 100 likes? Come on, chat.
No shit. No shit, Redonk. You tell him, bro. You tell him. What we at, 80? 20 more? I mean, if you've already hit the thumbs up, you've done everything you could do, you know? You're the kings of this chat. But if you haven't and you're enjoying the show, yeah, just give the thumbs up. It helps. It really does. How does it help? I don't know. But it makes me feel better about myself. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Redog. I appreciate you, brother. I've always said I'm a moderate who happens to enjoy the company of conservatives and prefers the way they govern over progressives. And if you trust the concerns of established conservatives, Charlie Kirk was fairly adamant that there's no place for Fuentes in conservatism. I think Charlie Kirk had a lot of the same concerns with Nick that I had, which was like, he's kind of going to destroy this movement if we allow that to become the message and we start sounding like a bunch of identity-obsessed fucking leftists. That's going to be the end of America First. I think that was what Charlie was thinking, but I'm just speculating. To address the rest of your clip montage, my early vote was for Kennedy because Americans' health has always been my priority. But that's not the point. This isn't ideological. It's about basic decency. So let me ask you plainly, you're comfortable with the claim that women want to be raped? Yeah, but was he being serious? Or was he joking based off of, the fact that some women do have weird kinks that have that kind of fall into that realm? Okay? That's a reality. I'm sorry. And I think that was more of a joke than anything else. So you do need to be able to sort through where he's serious and where he's just being an edgy boy comedian. I think you do need to make the distinction. Let me see. Where did I leave off here? There's no statistic, moral framework, or political philosophy that validates that. None. Well, maybe you need to, get out there more and talk to some of these women that exist, that they have a fetish for that. And I'm not saying they, that it is right to R-word anybody, but I think that's the gist of why Nick was joking about it. I don't know. I'd have to watch the full clip again. As I told Don Jr. in the part of the conversation you didn't show, if conservatives can't immediately and unequivocally reject this as not conservatism, progressives will own the midterms 2028 and beyond. That's not partisan. It's obvious. If you can't denounce something this vile, it tells us far more about you than you realize. And look, you strike me as a guy who's not afraid of confrontation, so if you take umbrage with me voting Republican and asking your party to clearly denounce racism, sexual violence, and anti-Semitism, we can always have that conversation face to face instead of through chopped up YouTube clips. Looks like we got another fucking war, boys. Jillian Michaels versus Steven Crowder. Did he reply to this? Let me see. Yeah, I think that's back here. Jillian, there's nothing intellectually consistent in your argument. If you're not a conservative, that's fine, but that also means you don't get to decide who conservatives can or can't talk to. If you want a real conversation instead of moral posturing, I'll host you on the show respectfully anytime. Oh, it looks like it's going to happen.
Okay, from the top. So one of the claims.
Okay, if you'd spent more than 5 minutes, you'd see I've never been conservative. I've always said I'm a moderate who enjoys the company of conservatives and prefers the way they govern over progressives.
Okay, pause. Well, then fine. No issues with me. You're not a conservative. You're not a Republican. I'm fine with that. Then don't tell people who are conservative, Republican, or America First how they should govern their party or their movement.
All right. So, and if you only trust the concerns of established conservatives, Charlie Kirk was fairly adamant that there's no place for Fuentes in conservatism.
Okay, pause. That's a straw man. I don't only trust the concern of established conservatives. I break with them on quite a bit. And then you have to define what that is. What do you mean by established conservatives? That's a term that people use, and it's often used by people who don't identify as conservative. Do you mean like Thomas Sowell? Do you mean someone like George Washington? Do you mean Reagan? Or do you mean Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro? Or I don't even understand what she's claiming here, because she's making the case that it is incumbent upon everyone to disavow Nick Fuentes. I disagree with Nick Fuentes. And just like I'll host you, I will host him. And I don't like people like you intertwining the idea of disavowing with never talking to.
All right, so the next claim's here. But that's not the point. To address the rest of your clipped montage, My early vote was for Kennedy because Americans' health has always been my priority, but that's not the point.
Okay, hold on a second. Pause. Clipped montage. I get the implication there. Do you run clips on your show? Jillian? Let me ask you this. I know you do. Right? That's rhetorical. Do you provide references?
At that Rabbitstant super chatted $10, no sane person wants to associate themselves with the left, rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
I mean, it's true that there is, haven't there been studies that have proven like the left has way more mentally ill people than the right? I think a lot of it too is like who can think rationally and who thinks emotionally. This is why women vote left overwhelmingly, because a lot of times women are not thinking rationally, analytically, logically. They're controlled by their emotions. So Democrats will play off of those emotions, the fear mongering. So what about the children? You know, they do that really well. So there's a little bit of both, you know, because some people, their emotions like rule, like Candace Owens, you know, their emotions rule their decision making. Thank you for the super chat, Rabbits.
With the full videos for every single clip you run on your show? I do. Do you tell people to go and watch the full segment for context? I do. Every single show.
Well, good for you.
So you want to make that implication? And I did not clip you out of context. I showed the clip in context to the relevant point and provided links. And I advocate that everyone go and watch your entire show.
I don't. Don't watch it.
Let me put right.
It was good when she was with Anna Kasparian and they were fighting, but only time I'm going to watch Julia Michaels if she's paired with Anna Kasparian. Sweet, sweet Anna.
Here, so let me ask you. So this
beauty.
isn't ideological. It's about basic decency. So let me
pause. Sorry, Gerald.
I'm just doing. I'm good. You're good.
Who defines basic decency?
Yeah.
Who defines basic decency? And that does matter because we're going to determine basic decency for a society. That brings us back to how is that determined? By a very specific ideology. That's why I'm conservative. It's conserving the founding ideology of this country. That's what determines basic decency. Otherwise, who's going to determine it? You? Nick Fuentes? Because you both think that you have a corner on basic decency.
All right. So it says, so let me ask you plainly. You're comfortable with the claim that, quote, women want to be raped?
Hold on a second. Pause. No, not only am I not comfortable with the claim that women want to be raped, I'm intensely uncomfortable with you mischaracterizing the viewpoint that women want to be raped. Meaning you can take words, but you can take them out of context. Does anyone here think it's okay?
It is a little gay, Kevin Bacon. This is right up Steven Crowder's alley, though, man. A little bitch fight. He can get bitchy, man. He can get bitchy with the best of them.
So that, yeah, women want to be violently raped in an alleyway. No. But where would that come from? And this is my issue, right? I probably disagree with Nick Fuentes on a whole lot more than you fully understand. But when you pull that quote, seems a whole lot like that leftist feminist is still in you because it's out of context. You know what you accused me of doing? There is a study, and hopefully Mission Control could pull it up. I believe it's 2/3 of women have, to some varying degrees, rape fantasies.
So yeah, you are saying that women want to be raped. Well, you're saying women want to be raped. Well, I mean, no and yes, yes and no. We'll just throw the studies out, okay? Clearly the studies are all lies.
I'm right about that.
62%.
And the details matter, right? The details matter. Like, they don't want to be, like he said, raped in an alleyway, but, you know, a lot of weird kinks people have. I'm happy I don't have weird kinks. I'm glad. Like, I'm not into feet. I'm not into weird shit. I'm just into normal ass sex. Okay? What, can't we just enjoy normal ass sex? Is that not enough anymore? I think this is a sign of, like, too much sex, because then sex gets boring, and then it's like, oh well, I need to spice it up. We got to do something really crazy. It's not enough that you stick it in my butt anymore. That's boring. Now we need to role play like you're fucking R-wording me. Can we just go back to regular sex being enough?
Results indicated that 62% of women have had a rape fantasy.
And it's weird, dudes that are into feet. I just don't understand that, bro. I just do not understand that. It's weird. I mean, there's some weird shit going on.
Which is somewhat higher than previous estimates.
Yeah, this is from PubMed.
This is from PubMed.
Yeah.
Now, I understand, again, context, Jillian. I understand that when women say they have a rape fantasy, what they really mean, and I also believe that Nick Fuentes probably understands this, and I think that you probably know this as well. It usually means a woman has a fantasy about being ravaged by an attractive man who lusts for her. His carnal desire for her is so overpowering that he can't help himself, and usually he's 6 foot, making 6 figures with a 6-pack. Her rape fantasy isn't being raped by the Somalian pirate crackhead in the alleyway. I understand that.
I mean, he makes a pretty good point there.
But someone saying, well, that's the thing, women, if they're trying to make a point, and it's in a long list of points, half of women, I believe her claim was, Nick Fuentes said half of women have a rape fantasy.
None. No. She said.
She's saying that Nick Fuentes
said there's no statistic, moral framework, or political philosophy that validates that. None.
So
just
60
that women want to be raped. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
First off, rape is bad. Yes, Jillian Michaels. No one should rape, to be clear. But I think it's important to define what that is and not mischaracterize people so that you can strawman them. It'd be a lot easier if you had Nick Fuentes on. I'll have you on. How about you have him on? Maybe he can clarify. I would imagine. And again,
yeah, debate these horrible ideas, face them head on, and show them that they're horrible. Like, that's the way to handle it. In my opinion, that's the way you handle it. But no, it's like, oh, there's just what he said is so unacceptable. We have to shun him from society. He must wear the fucking red scarlet letter and be disavowed by decent society. Like, no, bitch, just talk to him. Just talk to him.
And I disagree. This is a no-win proposition because a lot of people are going to be mad no matter what I say. I would imagine that Nick Fuentes would probably clarify and point you to the study that 62% of women have a rape fantasy that you can find in PubMed. The good news is we provide all of our references, link in the description. Again, I ask, do you?
Told Don Jr. in the part of the conversation you didn't show, if conservatives can't immediately and unequivocally reject this as not conservatism, progressives will own the midterms 2028 and beyond. That's not.
I don't know where you're at, but a lot of conservatives are rejecting his identity politics. And if that's what we're talking about at the end of the day, right? If we're gonna focus on the edgy boy clips, fine. But really, where the divide there is identity politics, which the right and conservatives and MAGA, America First, has always been against. It's always called it out on the left. So yeah, there is that divide, and we're having that debate now.
577 super chatted $5. No one should rape, but never turns out well.
Yeah. Good point, Joe. Not a good place to put a butt.
Partisan, it's obvious.
I understand that point, and I would say that's a valid point to make. I don't necessarily know that it's clear that that's correct, but I think it's a valid opinion to have if you're saying, hey, you need to distance yourself from this. That being said, we also had people who said, you need to distance yourself from the immigration issue. People saying you need to distance yourself from the abortion issue. For a long time, people said you need to distance.
Andrew Wilson 803 super chatted $5. Can't take Crowder serious after that video with his wife.
He's got feminine energy, man. But I don't know what was going on with the wife. It seems like that he might have been getting set up, and he might have had legitimate gripes, and they just took one little clip where he was upset, and then that makes him look bad. I don't know, but that clip was I feel the same way. It didn't look good.
Yourself from
this poor pregnant wife, and he's like berating her. He's like, just let her take the fucking car. He's like, he seemed like a man child who was like really selfish. But yeah, I don't know. We don't see the whole relationship and everything going on. We're just getting one little piece of it.
Gun issue after Columbine, after Parkland, after I'm trying to remember the other one. It was Parkland. Columbine was a big one. What was the other? Newtown.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's now the single losingest issue for Democrats. In other words, what is not politically a winning strategy now, that does not determine whether it is correct or not. Now that, put that aside, that is outside of the conversation to have, is Nick Fuentes right? I think he's wrong about a lot, and I'll talk with him about it.
You can't denounce something this vile. It tells us far more about you than you realize.
Oh, well, that's the feminist thing.
No, this is, you're basically everything Nick Fuentes, everything she claims Nick Fuentes is, you are, because you don't disavow.
That's the tell me you're a feminist without saying you're a feminist. If you can't denounce this person who you haven't spoken with yet based on my quote that I am taking out of context while telling you that playing my actual clip and telling people to go watch the whole interview is out of context, then it says more about your character. Okay, what does this say about my character? I disagree with Nick Fuentes on a whole lot. I think there's a problem with some of his views. I'm going to host him. We're going to talk about it. I would encourage you to do so. And 62% of women, according to the data we have available to us, have rape fantasy.
I thought we were. Do we need to come back to this? This is an uncomfortable topic to talk about because people will just assume like, oh, so you're for rape? You're basically making excuses for men that rape. It's like, no, we're having a very hard discussion to have. That is a reality that a lot of people don't want to talk about. And so let's not talk about it, okay? Let's not talk about it. But let's bring it up again.
Look, you strike me as a guy who's not afraid of confrontation, so if you take umbrage with me voting Republican and asking your party to clearly denounce racism, sexual violence, and anti-Semitism, we can always have the conversation face-to-face instead of through chopped-up YouTube clips.
Music to my ears. Bring it back up one more time if you take umbrage. Again, this is a mischaracterization, and it's trying to achieve some sort of victim currency here. I didn't say I take umbrage with you voting Republican. I'm glad that you're voting Republican.
Yeah, me too.
There's nothing that's intellectually curious, seemingly genuine, or consistent in your assertions here. And I think if you want to tell someone that they're clipping something out of context to try and play some gotcha, along with the implication that I wouldn't face you, you're talking to the wrong guy. And I think that's because you're new around these parts.
Yeah, have her on, Stephen, but you need to bring, what you need to do is ambush her with Anna Kasparian. So she comes on and then Anna Kasparian jumps out the back and you go, surprise, we're talking about Israel. And then it'll be a great episode. It'll be a great episode. Just hit her with a surprise Israel debate with Anna Kasparian. I'd love that. I'd love that. And maybe they'd start wrestling on the ground. Ooh, you stop talking about Israel. Ooh, yeah, that'd be great. I'd watch that. I need that. I need that in my life. Much love, everybody. Thank you for showing up. It's been a blast. Smash the thumbs up if you haven't yet. We didn't get to 100. I think we got like 8 more people that liked it. That hurts my feelings. Only at 86. I'm going to go to bed now and cry because we failed to get to 100 likes. Really ruined my night, guys. Now, much love, everybody. Thank you for showing up. We'll be back. Should be back tomorrow. Not sure yet, but I'm going to try my best to do a show tomorrow night. I do have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, but I'm going to try my best. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central. Smash the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe. If you ain't subscribed, fucking subscribe. Hit the bell to get notifications or join the Discord. Link is in the description. If you want to get notifications of when I'm going live or if you want to support the show. Much love, everybody. Thank you for all the support today. You guys rock. Good stream, brah. Oh, I tried. I fucked up the Tim Pool clips. Maybe tomorrow I'll hit it again and we'll try to, I'll get the right timestamps, but it's hard to do it when he's live because everything fucking changes. But I'm glad you enjoyed the show. Para Duadstra 277. What's up, brother? Cheers. Is this what you want, chat? Yeah, this is what chat wants. They want me to cry to sleep. They want me to cry myself to bed because I didn't get to 100 likes. 94. We're almost there. Almost there. Thank you, guys. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Okay? Don't get mad at me if I don't do a show tomorrow because I'm warning you, there's a chance I might not, but I'm going to try my best. Okay? Much love, everybody. We'll see you. Have a wonderful night. Make sure to hydrate. Make sure to get plenty of sleep. And we'll see you tomorrow, okay? Much love, everybody.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.